What up, y'all? It's Alite and ACDJ podcast on location just outside of Heat Vault where the homie Kevin and my homie Darren are doing some great work as entrepreneurs. Created a spot that's unique, that sells unique product line, shoe culture, street culture, a lot of hip hop culture. We got a new skate shop right there, barbers. This right here is Heat Vault. Really unique, really cool what local entrepreneurs are doing. Creating spots like this is very unique. You don't really see it anywhere else in the weekend. Darren Fei. What's up, Darren? I guess come through and invade your spot. So we look around and we see a lot of really unique stuff. You boys are into shoe culture and street culture?
Yes.
Yeah?
Well, ever since we worked together back in
Back in the day. You really gotta have like MTV Cribs money to buy these things because $950, $900 for some Wolverine. This is a specialist spot. Specialists. People that know what they want to buy and come in and drop hundreds of dollars in cash. And this right here, this is really cool. The Heat Vault sneaker grab, $5 to play. And essentially what you gotta do is get this key to unlock the shoe of choice, and if you happen to do it correctly, walk out with a pair of flats.
Oh, those are pretty nice, man.
Right?
Look at those little ones right here.
Yeah, they got some real unique shoes in here.
Nice.
For $5? $5?
It's a nice shoe.
What do you think, Mike?
What is that, like a boot? Or is that like a snow
This is
boot?
if you are an astronaut going into space.
That's like
These are the boots they give you.
That's insanity.
What price tag would you put on this?
Who, me? I would say that beautiful piece of art is $1,300.
Close. A little lower. Heat Vault price, $950. Balance it is. You don't go to Champs to get stuff like this.
These are worth about $50,000.
50?
This here, this
Obviously got some dope gear as well.
color like Supreme stuff. We got like a Travis corner. We have
crazy.
more stuff over here, but we sold a lot of stuff. Nice.
You got the Reese Pops too?
Yeah, we sold all the Travis stuff here.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's dope. And obviously a UFC championship belt, because why not? Why not?
You could bring that home
Yeah, this
if
is
you just
amazing.
worked out harder.
Sorry. How do you want smooth on? Jeez. Yeah. What's the price tag of something like that?
4 or 5,000.
I don't know if you listen to a lot of R&B right now, but Snow Allegra is fucking amazing.
Snow Allegra?
Amazing. She's Iranian, but from Sweden. And dude, she could sing the lights. Did you listen to her at all?
Snow Allegra, no.
Mike, you listen to any of her? Have you heard any her?
I've heard her hit song Insurgent.
Okay.
Insurgent. Is that the one?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
Not at all. If she sang that, I would not be a fan.
I thought it was Snow.
Mike's remix. It feels like it's been a minute, right?
It has been.
Has it been?
Yeah. Let the people know. Let them know.
High Phrase Podcast, ALITE, ACDJ in the place,
Bah.
and very special guest in the place tonight from Heat Vault, Darren Fei. What's good, Darren?
What's good? What's good?
Thanks for coming through, man.
Yeah.
He's got a famous name, Darren Fei.
Is it?
Yeah, you know that?
No.
You didn't know that?
No,
Darren Fei is a sportscaster for TSN.
Oh,
Darren Fei?
how's the last name spelled?
Don't know.
F-A-Y-E maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
It's different.
Yeah.
And as you can see, we got these gorgeous pieces on the table here. I'm a kind of a shoe whore, so it's making me a little envious.
Okay, so I'll full disclosure.
Yeah.
Because here on the high.
You forgot where you
high
are.
price- Wait, hold on.
Where am I again?
We're super professional.
It's the Chronic.
High Phrase.
There you go.
On the High Phrase podcast here, we like to be fully transparent.
Yeah, we're pretty transparent.
If we were any
more transparent, we'd be Mike Pence,
Ooh.
right? In tone-wise only, tone.
Mike Pence.
Tone-wise,
Yeah.
see-through, transparent.
Kind of nasty.
I'm a little
You can see his
player.
capillaries.
I don't like cults. I've
Okay.
never been a cult guy. You know, get me in a fucking single sport, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No church, never. No.
Okay, yeah.
And that's only when I was in jail. I went to church. That was to get hot chocolate. That's it. I've never been into cults. I've never really understood the fascination
Wait.
of collecting.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Is joining a group a cult to you?
Good call on that one, Mr. Fei.
I mean, there's-
rolling into
you
the
know what I mean?
suburbs like this. Yes, with these intellectual fucking propositions.
Right? Right away, too.
All right. Well, you know what? You're right. Joining a group like a Facebook group or something, like joining social media is
little cultish.
basically cultish.
It's a little cultish.
right?
Yeah.
So tonight is an education for me. It is an enlightening, perhaps.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
The thing you could do is you could have all of the foster parents who have bought me shoes over the years. You could trounce them in through the front door.
Shout out to those foster parents.
Right, foster parents, and say, Mike, all the beautiful shoes you should have kept and collected when the ministry bought them for you. You should have collected them.
We'll
Right.
touch.
But we'll touch base on that.
that
But
later.
tell us
yeah.
what you got here.
Do you remember getting some gems, though?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
I used to get a $300 a month budget for clothes
Wow.
Wow.
when I was a kid in in the 1980s, 90s.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
And that was the Ministry of Social Services just trying to shut me up. It's like hush money. And I'd go out and I would buy kick-ass shoes, dude. That would be the thing. As a 90s kid, it was all about the kicks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
for
just
sure.
wish I would have kept them. Now I had no idea that it was going to come to this.
Yeah.
What made you start doing all this?
Honestly, I think Arif knows a bit about this. We used to work together
Yeah, back in the day.
back in the day, but I used
At that mall place?
in Coquitlam
Tell us.
Center.
Oh,
Tell us.
Okay. Or you're a Telus kid.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had something to do with sneakers growing up. It was more.
appreciated the culture.
Yeah, it was more of like watching Fresh Prince.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Fresh Prince and watching MJ play.
And
course.
not to mention the commercials back then growing up. There was
commercials
actual
were-
dope Nike commercials
Yeah,
back then
yeah.
on TV, right?
And I was just fascinated with sneakers in general growing up. One thing that really stood out to me was Arif talking about his Jordan 11 Cool Grays. 2010
My favorites.
Jordan 11 Cool Grays.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that just still resonates all these years, throughout the years, you know.
Honestly, it's still my favorite pair.
Was
Yeah.
that the gray and blue or the gray and
No.
It's
what, red?
it's like it's this shoe, but in gray,
I
like
never saw
dark
those.
gray.
I'll bring
show
him
you a
out.
photo.
I'll bring him out.
Bring them out.
So yeah, and I guess I just wanted to start something.
Yeah.
Start something that no one else had in Vancouver.
So at the time, no one was collecting in Vancouver.
No one was really collecting. No,
Nah, the scene wasn't popping like that.
you can just
No.
walk in a store and just buy a pair of shoes and call it a day.
Yeah.
Now you have to go through raffles. You have to go through lineups.
Yeah, no
you have to
kidding.
buy like not second hand, but secondary markets. So it's a very different culture now. In that
Yeah,
sense.
you got Heatfall is kind of like the first real shoehead culture creator in the Lower Mainland.
Yeah.
I know of some individual collectors that are really keen on this stuff, but overall for like a place and a presence, yeah, you guys represented early.
Yeah.
Early.
Yeah. Really started with, I was in Vegas back in 2013. There was lots of stores there, like what He Vault is right now.
For sure.
And there was this machine. You guys saw the machine. It was called Urban Necessities in Las Vegas. I spent I don't remember, $50 to $150. It was $5 a play, right? Just to win a pair of shoes, because it was something that I always wanted in that machine. 10 minutes later, I spent $50.
That's what Vegas
$75
does.
later, 100, and then I was like, I spoke to the owner. I was like, "Did you come up with this idea?" He's like, "Yeah,
I'm killing it.
Yeah, and
These are all knockoffs.
I came back to Vancouver. I did marketing research at that time, and I was like, let's go back to that Las Vegas store and ask him if I can bring that machine here. Because no one had it in Canada.
Yeah, nothing
No
like
one
it.
had it in Canada yet. So, yeah, that was the beginning of Heat Vault, really.
That's crazy.
Well, we can always talk about that later. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll talk about it now. I'll talk about it now all the time. Yeah, it's a cool concept. So, what people saw in the video right before this, if they're watching, they saw your shop,
Yeah.
right? And they saw that machine there. How many people win at that machine?
I would say
What's the percentage?
a month to a month and a half per person.
Oh, that's not bad.
Pretty good odds.
That's good.
That's
odds.
in low and medium.
Yeah. So
But
there's
the top would be about 3 months. It really depends how many people
It's
play.
a challenge, eh? People must
Yeah.
love that though, dude. This like
The rush.
So I mean, someone won back to back once,
Yeah.
right? Like someone won a pair of shoes and then he won another pair of shoes,
Did you ban his
and
ass?
he only like spent $10.
He knows
So I was
how to
like,
play
Did
the
you
game.
block his ass or?
No, I
It's
just
like counting
you know,
cards.
You must sweat though when you see him. It's like seeing some giant dude roll into the buffet. You're like, oh no, all you can eat. We're about to get
Getting
murdered.
hit tonight.
It's more of like the community thing. It's like, you know what, you win, that's cool. It's
Yeah.
more publicity. Come try it. You know,
Yeah.
keep playing. Try your luck.
You almost need to put a camera in there, and
See
so
people's
as people are
reactions.
like, as they're like, and you get those like that look in there, right? And then you post that on your social media.
That'd
Yeah.
be dope.
So then that way, then people will come on. It's like Speaker's Corner kind of.
Non-stop ideas. This guy non-stop.
yeah,
Non-stop
no,
ideas.
No follow.
But okay, so it's been a minute since we've been in this room, and a lot of stuff's happened
Yeah.
from the last time we talked.
Yeah.
And we would be remiss if we don't mention DMX.
Yeah, and
Before
I
we
wanna
get
just,
deep into it.
And I want to say, like, for everyone, why they wondered why there was a skip is because I had a freaking panic attack that lasted 6 days.
Scary.
So I
Scary
get these
shit. Mm-hmm.
really panic attacks once in a while. It's usually when I'm asked to do yard work or help somebody move. No, I'm just kidding. It's happened before.
Well, here's the thing. Like you tell a lot of stories
Yes, I do.
on here, and
Yeah.
people don't understand sometimes because you laugh at the shit that you talk
Yeah,
about.
I do.
That you went through it.
Yeah, I really do. I'm not lying about anything.
Yeah, so because I had a friend approach me, he's like, "Hey man, Mike always talks about prison. Did he actually go to prison?"
Yeah.
Like, dude, he's got a fucking book out
Yeah.
where he
Yeah.
tells people about
Yeah,
this experience.
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah,
just
I think
our
because you
life.
laugh about it, people get the impression that you're not really going through it.
Here's the common myth in my old life. The old guys, the guys. Nothing's ever serious. We laugh at everything. Like I've literally known guys who have beat somebody up. Ha 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 ho!
I've seen that
Get a
shit.
kick out of it.
I've
You're
seen
like
that shit.
Jesus. You know what I mean? So you grow up with that. You grow up learning that it's only serious when it's serious. The rest of it, it's like if you get through it and you make it here, like then you can laugh about it.
Yeah.
Because all you can do is laugh about your past, right? You can't
Yeah.
take it serious.
But for those of y'all watching, man,
Yeah.
Mike's got some shit.
Yeah, and we'll always break down stories.
It's gonna be a good movie one day.
I'll be that old guy telling the stories.
Making movies about it. Why not?
First time I heard DMX, I was in juvie, and it was from a guard who said the new DMX album just dropped.
Yeah.
Stop. And he's like, "Have you heard it?" And I'm like, "Who's DMX?"
Yeah.
What is this? 92 maybe.
No, I would. The first time he was on Wax was with Mike Geronimo.
Yeah.
I think 95, 96 ish.
5 really?
Yeah. He didn't drop until 2000,
That's
right?
the whole Rough Riders
Yeah.
series. Was
That's when it blew up.
2000, right?
Yeah,
Right.
because he came out with that single "Get at Me, Dog."
Yeah,
I
Get
was
At
like,
Me,
"Oh,
Dog.
who's this guy? Who's this guy?"
Yeah.
Black and white video and shit.
Yeah.
But once he got on the Rough Rider, that changed everything.
Dude, it was so crazy. How many people I knew looked like DMX back in that moment? Hey, when he was
Or
hot,
trying to look like him.
Trying to look like him.
I mean, I think the Pac had the same syndrome, right? Everyone wanted to be like Pac, tie their bandanas
Yeah.
the other way and shit.
I think one thing that really stands out is his necklace.
Oh, yeah.
Big
He always has
chains.
this like big chain necklace
Big-
that
big
everyone
ass
wants to
chains.
like replicate, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's always something that an artist does that makes people want to like.
Yeah. He created an entire style of fashion with literally minimal to nothing on.
Yeah.
Overalls.
Overalls.
No shirt.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Half of his career is spent with no shirt on. you remember the first time you heard DMX?
X Gonna Give It To You.
Oh shit. Okay.
I think that was the
Yeah.
first time I really heard his
Yeah, yeah.
music.
Yeah, I remember I have a cousin who's an audiophile. He's fucking obsessed.
Yeah.
He has a CD collection of like 1,300 CDs
Yeah,
that he's
yeah.
trying to unload onto me right now because he has no space
Don't
in his
do
house.
it.
I kind of want to because there's so many gems.
Yeah.
But when the
do
fuck
it.
am I going to listen to CDs?
And what are you going to do with them when you're all of a sudden decide, fuck, what
I'm
am
done
I
with
doing
it.
with all these CDs?
Yeah, so I remember the first time we the CD experience, you peel the plastic off, you open up the CD, DMX covered in blood and shit,
Yeah.
and you put the CD in the CD player, and the intro is like a chase, right? It's a really intense pace set from the get-go, and I was like, my God, blood pressure's up, heart rate makes you want to fucking
Yeah.
fight. It's like riot music, DMX and shit, right?
Yeah, it is.
And I'm telling you, man, the Swiss Beats is he's a Muslim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear some Middle Eastern influences in his beat patterns. Yeah, that's some shit that you would hear in like a Bollywood film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But all he did is put some big ass bass behind it. Next thing you know, you got the fucking anthem of the decade, pretty much.
You know, I think what was the real draw for DMX was the Tupac comparison that he really got a boost from. He got a boost because of his look,
Yeah.
because of the way he dressed, the way he acted. He was kind of the younger Tupac at the time, right? Because Tupac, you know, had elevated his game to a different level. It was so corporate that the streets had forgotten about Tupac, you know? And so here came DMX and Rough Riders riding motorcycles, which we had never seen before.
Gangsta shit.
Not to mention three-wheel motorcycles that had never been seen before.
Yeah.
That.
Three
Only
wheels,
other place
yeah.
was in Asian music videos where guys were riding motorcycles and shit before, and that's where we basically took it from was Korea.
Yeah.
Right, the rappers. But you know that was just a thing, man. They created. DMX, what people don't give him credit for is that he created a culture at the time. And there are very few rappers that create culture. There's ones that fit into culture, but there are very few pioneers of a culture.
There was a create trends.
Yes,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, for
And
sure.
He was definitely one.
So he was a part of it, but you got to give the brains of Rough Riders, man.
Riders,
the
yeah.
family, the Dean family, man. They got some
yeah.
brilliant people up
Yeah,
there.
they're smart.
Because they kind of created almost a biker gang.
They did.
Right?
They did.
And everybody wanted to be a part of the Rough Riders biker gang. Because I mean, X was he got arrested all the time for driving without a license.
Yeah.
So he wasn't really a bike guy. He's a big car guy, right?
Yeah.
And the crazy thing to me is, you see him on video, and he was only like 5'6".
Is he?
He's a little dude.
Oh. Little.
But
What?
you see him in video, he looks like a fucking giant.
Yeah.
Because his posturing, his voice, everything
Yeah.
is so wild. I think one thing we really missed out on was not having him act more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk about that too.
Yeah.
Cradle to the Grave.
Great.
That's something that just like pops. in
Yeah,
my
that's a
head when
great
I'm
one.
watching-
Crazy
when talking
movies.
about DMX. Yeah.
His movies were great, man.
It was great.
Well, and he has presence, right? But
Yeah.
the thing that I always think about is, if Pac was alive, would X have a career?
That's true.
Would he even have space?
No.
Dude, Pac was suffocating.
Yeah, but I mean, think about this then. That kid still would have come up. DMX still would have come up. He would have been fresh as hell.
Yeah.
He would have been a multi-superstar. He would have been, if there was no Pac, he would have been a superstar. He would have been the street's first, like, real guy.
You think if Pac was alive, X would still be popping?
Would they still be
No, if Tupac was alive. If-
like, would he?
I don't know if a lot of people would have careers.
I guess it's really hard to compare. It's
Yeah,
like
it's hard.
comparing like the people now, like the present ones.
All these current rappers.
If DMX wasn't around, would have like 50 Cent be around?
Yeah, he birthed a lot of styles. X birthed a lot of styles for sure.
Yeah.
But the only reason I make this comparison is because Pac actively shut down people's careers with his music.
Yeah.
He actively said fuck Mobb Deep, fuck Jay-Z, fuck Bad Boy, and he limited their sales off of his shit talk.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
That's
think
true.
anyone else really has that power to cut someone off like that. I mean, I think Jay did it a little bit to a
Yeah.
couple of people, but Pac was like, hey, I'm the only thing you're going to listen to.
Yeah. But I also think there was a lot of manipulation. Those are the early days of manipulating the charts and manipulating sales.
A lot of
and-
payola.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they were having CD sales and you know Pac would just murder them, right? Or right? Just kill, right? Yeah. And it's buying their own CDs and shit. I think it was a lot of manipulating, right? But I think also, dude, like, you know, I don't know, Pac, I think if he was still alive, would suffer the same fate as every old rapper because we can't cancel evolution. We can't cancel the evolution of our species. And we can't deny the fact that father time exists and wins 100% of the time. So eventually you get old, and eventually this younger group of people come up and they talk shit about you, right? And they cancel you.
So what about Jay-Z? I think Jay-Z's defied that already.
If Pac was alive now, he would have been canceled by this cancel culture. They already tried to do it to Eminem. They would have got Pac on the rape shit and on all of his misogynistic lyrics, right, that he has. Too Short is lucky.
For the record, he never raped anybody. Let's clear that up.
I'm just telling you that they would be on top of that stuff, right? They would cancel him.
I think he was moving towards acting anyways.
Yeah, he could have gotten out of it.
And he always had revolutionary thinking.
Dude, it's just shitty. Don't try to avoid the fact it's a shitty culture.
It kind of seems like
they do this shit.
It kind of seems like you're not the biggest Pac fan.
Why? Because I said the rape thing?
No. Just your overall sentiment towards Pac doesn't seem.
That's not true.
So
I'm not a cult fucking follower, buddy. I don't like anything. I don't have
including the cult of
affiliation to
personality.
anything.
Oh
Really.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, yeah, everything's cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. Yeah, Pac was a huge part of my growing up, right? But do I sit down and listen to Pac now? No. I haven't listened to two Pac songs.
Funny you talk about that because ever since DMX passed, his music shot up 900%. Right?
Fucking
Like
people.
out of nowhere, people
Motherfuckers.
are like, I want to know what's going on.
Okay, I get it, right? Like you listen to it once upon a time. You know, he had his 3 to 5 year run. You kind of put the music away, and then something like a tragedy happens. You're like, oh fuck, I remember those times, man.
Yeah.
that's what
It's
happens.
always like father time, like you just talked about, how you forget about it because there's always like things that's new now,
Yeah.
and then it just brings back
Nonstop.
memory. Like, oh, DMX, okay, DMX is on like TV, he's on social media now. Everyone wants to know what's going on with his like
Yeah.
his whirl,
The,
right?
the highest selling artist after death right now is
Isn't it Elvis?
no, it's like a current person. It's not Michael Jackson anymore.
You mean like total album sales after death?
Yeah, after death. I can't remember who it is. Alexa, who holds the most sales of their music after dying?
Sorry, I don't have an answer
Shut
for
up,
that.
Alexa. I hate you.
Alexa can't get down like that.
Anyways, I think it's a rapper.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, there's Pac,
I
there's
think it was either
Big.
Pac or Big. It's one of the two.
I mean,
got it.
dude, Pac put out more music after he died than he did while he was alive.
It cringes me when I hear a new Pac song back in the day. Like when they're like, "Oh, new hidden Tupac song, we got it right," and then they drop it, and it's like, "Oh no, man."
So-
it's just I
So
don't
you
like
don't
it.
have any like this is interesting. You don't have any sentimental reverence
No,
at all.
to what?
Anything.
No, no.
Because so we were talking about creation last episode, right? Yeah. About where we all come from, how we were created and shit. And we were talking, we were kind of like, he was like, yo, when you die, you're fucking gone. That's it. Lights out, done, over with, right?
Yeah.
And I'm on this ethereal kind of like, no, we're the stars. We're going to come back to the stars. You know,
Yeah.
we're same materials. And he's like, no, there's no fucking stardust. You're not made of this shit.
What? Why? What do you
Why
think?
do I think that?
Yeah, I'm just.
Okay, no, it's fair.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I just am leading to believe more towards reality than spirituality. I lean more towards when I see a banana or I see a dog and it dies, it becomes compost. And I think that just goes. I think that
So you don't believe in
so
like
cold.
no.
So my heart is hardening from the cold.
I think that there's an opportunity to do it. Now, don't get me wrong. I think there's an opportunity, but only very few will do it. You remember
right. You talked about
Remember
this
the Buddha, the guy that
enlightenment.
would sit in the bush and didn't eat for like a year and didn't drink water and shit. And he just
Yeah,
sat
yeah,
there. That guy reached a higher level of humanity. Let's say, right? It's that next level. Those are the people that go. The
so.
rest of us just fucking die.
This is so off topic,
cold.
but like when you sleep, and then like you dream,
night.
or like sometimes you like feel that outer thing coming out of you and looking at you, and you're like, what's going on, kind of thing.
yeah.
You don't believe in all that?
You ever do DMT?
Well,
Don't admit it. If you've ever done any kind of drugs,
would love
it's just a manipulation of the brain. And I think that our dreaming and stuff is just.
that's a good point.
Like glitches in the
I think it's
Matrix?
just a manipulation of our brain. I think of when your brain's in a dead state, it's
Yeah.
going to recharge, and as it's recharging for the next day,
You just get a
it's
lot of
flashing through a
feedback.
lot of images and shit that you've already seen throughout the day, and it's just creating this dreamlike sequence.
It's like you're talking about like Interstellar.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But the God thing is just, come on, guys.
okay, forget the God thing for a second. Are you not immediately impressed with yourself?
No.
Like, forget. I don't mean in the grand scheme of things. Just in the immediate right now.
Yeah.
You see a monkey,
Yes.
right? We're it's essentially monkeys.
Yes,
You look at a monkey, like, okay, monkey does monkey shit in the trees and stuff like that. And then we're that thing,
Yeah.
but we can do this thing
Yeah.
and create these things and sit in the setting and actually assess the fact that we can do this. Really, no other creation has that ability. That distinction doesn't make you feel any different about what we are?
It's evolution. We had to inevitably get here. We had to.
So
It's like the monkey that walked on fours inevitably got onto two.
Yeah.
And then inevitably figured
continental
out
shift.
clothing. And then inevitably felt shame. And inevitably felt all these things. We've evolved. Now we feel heartbroken because, Little Kim, or Cardi B, twerked on the Grammys with the other chick and rubbed their vaginas together.
Megan Thee Stallion, yeah.
Right? And now we're all upset and wanting to cancel Grammys, I got to get upset. This is what we've evolved into.
Interesting.
Don't you see?
Yeah.
Okay, so what about
And
when
dude-
evolution gets disproved? Because it's about to be
But
disproved.
it can't, though, because
it's about to be disproved as a
but
theory.
It can't, though. It doesn't matter what anybody says. The fact that we can see. You ever look at a picture of somebody from like the 1930s?
Yeah.
And how weird or weird shaped their faces are? You ever see that?
Yeah,
Some of those people are still alive right now.
Okay, well, whatever. You were weird looking guys back in the day, right? But you see them back then, you're like, why is everyone so distorted? It's because we've evolved out of this. We've mixed races and we've created beautiful brown children and Asian children, right? And everything's mixed half breeds, all these half breeds everywhere.
So you think the beauty part of it?
It's evolution.
So you don't think that's more than just vanity, the purpose of our physical form, outside of just being
It's so
breeding
evolutionary.
purposes?
Evolution is so much the thing that you have to think about more so than religion. Spirituality is great because it's the connection that you have with something. I'm a very spiritual person because I smoke marijuana every day.
But you said you're more in
I
reality.
am in reality. Reality is I love to smoke so much marijuana. I probably pray to fucking.
Okay, if you're in reality, what
was.
do you believe in then?
What do I believe in?
You
believe
believe in
for-
the banana just rotting
yeah.
compost
Yeah.
and that's it.
I believe in entrepreneurship.
Okay.
I believe in the right to be able to find out what you're truly good at and live that life. I think that's your mission. What do you enjoy? What's your passion in life? Like, seriously, all this other stuff is fluff, dude. And you know it as well as I do because you don't work for somebody. You own a business and you chose that because you wanted to be happy, right? And you're doing something amazing here. We haven't even touched upon, right?
This is what normally happens. Yeah.
This normally happens. But, this is what it's all about, dude. You, in my opinion, are a superstar because you're living your fucking life the way you want to do it, right? My friend over here is on his way.
So, okay, but now...
And we talk about this all the time.
Yeah, we do.
I'm not even there at my pay. Yeah, I'm working towards it, right?
But
That's the secret.
you're framing this through one specific prism, this capitalist system, right?
I don't think so.
If
It's
money,
not capitalist.
if money wasn't the thing,
Yeah, okay.
what would you be doing?
I'd be doing this.
You'd be wanting to entertain.
I'd be trying to grind it out to get some fucking notoriety so we could actually make a living doing this. And I would be hitting up sponsors that don't fucking hit me back in the early years.
We got a couple. We got a couple en route.
All right.
I'm not in the podcast world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Entertainment,
I guess it's. I listen to podcasts
Yeah.
to be honest, like the NBA, the Jump, whatever.
All
is
the smoke
needed.
is dope.
All the smoke is
Yeah.
sneaker culture, things like that. But I know Joe Rogan does it. I know like a couple guys like do it here and locally.
Yeah.
What can like boost up getting
Guys
better? Getting
guys
better.
Like you
I guess.
coming and bringing these shiny kicks on here, man. Like,
Okay.
straight up, having great guests.
That's the number one thing.
It's
Great
number
guess,
one.
right?
People doing interesting things,
Yeah.
people that are contributing to the community in ways that we don't really talk about and see.
Okay.
And obviously, from what we've seen over this past year and a half since quarantine started, small businesses are not a value for the government at all. Every single small business could shut down and they wouldn't give a fuck because all they want is tax dollars from the population, right? So seeing that you have this really a niche marketplace in this city, to have a business this long running, what would you attribute it to?
Just passion, really. You guys are just talking about it,
Got
right?
it.
It's like, I enjoy doing it. I guess
dope.
You've won,
That's
bro.
dope.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, you got to follow trends. So it's not all about like in like black and white. Okay, this is only sneakers. You come to the store. It's not like that.
Yeah.
That's why I do want to touch on cars.
Oh, for sure.
So you're an entrepreneur. You have your mind.
You gotta
steps ahead
be
in
like
this.
2 steps ahead. So that you're always on track with what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
And you did you go to school for business?
I did. Yeah.
So you got some background in business.
background business.
So your education actually paid off.
It did.
Yeah.
But along the way to like where I had to get to, there's small little glimpse of things throughout my life that brought me to where I am.
Right.
So the one of the major reasons why I really wanted to do this was really Arif. Arif doesn't really know, like, back when we were working, there was a time where you were aiming to get your Cadillac. I remember that.
Yeah.
But the journey to like get to the Cadillac was what inspired me, right? Like,
dope.
whatever you had to do, like, I remember he had like Ty. Ty's grown up now. I met him already. But when he was when I was working with you, he was still young.
Yeah, it's baby.
You still had to grind, but the grind to get the Cadillac was what inspired me to be what I'm doing right now.
That's
That's
dope.
just one of the glimpses
That's dope.
towards my journey of what I'm doing. So that's one of the major like things that really wanted me to be here to like showcase this, but also to give back and to like grow.
That's dope.
And I'm not only talking about just growing as like, oh, okay, you guys are going to do podcasts. Okay, I'm done here. That's it. That's a wrap. After this, I actually wanted to like see what is there because my box is always open.
Yeah.
And it's not only like, okay, we're done this. We're going to advertise this. Shoes. Okay, that's it. It's not about that.
No, it isn't.
No,
buddy.
no. So this is a topic like we can talk about later on if we want to too, because there's so many like it's like a spider web, and you're just like pinpointing different things.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about someone that's coming into this podcast next time. That person can be a spider web to the sneaker culture towards you guys, and then it flows that way, right?
Yeah.
So it's more than what I'm trying to aim here.
No,
That's what I'm trying
I
to
totally
like.
understand
Yeah,
what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you know
So-
what? That's kind of where the future lies. And this is what even proves more that you're a future thinker. Because commune living and having a group of people that you work and you live and you eat with and you, like having that's the future of life.
Yeah.
It is. We're going to get to that. We're going to be soon selecting people that we want to live around.
For sure.
Because this whole world's going to become a bubble, man.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a good way to think. And as an entrepreneur, what do you look for in this business? Like, not necessarily the shoes and the cars, but what do you look for in life that you can add to your business? Like, what attracts you?
It's really more of like, yes, money is important, but I also learned that building relationships is also a key. Aside from building relationships, there's also like fun things that people like all the time. It doesn't necessarily need to be sneakers or streetwear or books that I brought or cards or anything. It's more of like being like, I don't know, putting a legacy in the city, putting a mark so that people are like, okay, this has happened before. That person
because
will,
of the blueprint.
You'll remember that, but at the same time, it's like, okay, other people will follow their footsteps, right?
Hell yeah.
And then they're just gonna continue doing like good things.
Yeah, that's how it grows, man.
If that's what it is, right? Yeah, it's more than like just a business or whatever you call it.
And
So that's to touch back to your question. It's not about the sneakers or cards. I mean, that's all my passion and stuff.
Yeah.
What's more of like making a mark.
I like it, man.
Yeah,
So
it's
really the truth. It's really the only thing you have in your life.
Yeah.
Is, you know, some people laugh at those statues that were taken down, and at one point in our world, those statues would have been made of gold. Might have been made
For
of
sure.
gold to the people that lived there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those were big ordeals, like
Of course.
the Kobe statue in Los Angeles. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be there forever, as long as that city is not underwater. That statue's
Yeah.
going to be there,
Yeah.
right? And they're never going to forget him, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's all you do, man.
Yeah. Leave
a
And
mark.
you know, and what's really good about today's world is you can leave that mark like really deeply in your community. You know, with all the digital stuff and, you know, just all the connection we have
For sure.
worldwide.
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's dope because I mean, it's been a long time since we worked together. Like,
Yeah.
easily close to a decade
Yeah.
almost, right?
Yeah.
And I've worked with tons of people over the years, but there's not a lot of people that once they leave, you still keep in touch with and communicate
Of
with.
course, yeah.
And we always kept in touch and we always
Yeah,
communicated
yeah.
because we always got along, right?
Of course.
And it was outside of what we talked about at work. We always had mutual interests outside of work because
Yeah.
of your basketball.
Yeah,
basketball
we always
head
talk
and
about stuff like
sneaker
that.
culture. Yeah, so it was all kind of like it was really easy to kind of make this come together because I've always been a fan of what you guys are doing. My kid is obsessed, obsessed. Dude, you don't even know.
Really?
His bedroom is just lined up with sneakers, and it just grows and grows
Yeah,
and grows.
yeah.
This is never going to end. This culture is never going to end.
Yeah.
And these right here are two of my absolute favorite shoes. Why don't you give people a breakdown of what that is?
Okay, so basically this is a countdown pack.
Ooh, you're going to learn
Do you know how
today.
nervous I am around these shoes? You have no idea. I'm a big klutz. Like, I'm looking okay. I have nothing here to spill.
No ash,
I was
no
making
ash.
sure the beer and that. Oh, God.
So this is a 2008 countdown pack
Oh, it's wicked.
from the Jordan Jumpman.
Jordan. So what year is that one?
2008.
2008.
8.
This is one of the boxes that you don't see.
Dude, look at this shit.
Look at that.
Right? This is
Beautiful.
like, this is, you don't see this in stores anymore.
Nope.
That's dope.
It comes like that. It
Come on,
has
LeBron.
Michael Jordan's signature.
That's
He's like
awesome.
Jordan ambassador.
This
Thank
is your
you.
private collection.
This is my private collection. One of my favorite ones that I
Did you get this brand new?
I got this brand. This is still brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
got
the
it
boxes.
back.
Just
like,
the
when
box
you-
is worn.
Yeah, when you got the box, because you've opened it so many times, so you could see you showing it off a lot.
Let's say I saved enough money working for TELUS to buy these.
Damn.
Wow.
When I was working with Arif.
Wow, the reef, man.
So-
Thank you for hooking him up like that.
So what would you if a collector decided to offer you,
Yeah.
what would be a fair offer in your mind
For
to
his
buy
collection,
this? No,
or-
for this.
Oh,
Because this is
which
these
shoe is in there? Is it
this
a double pack?
these two.
yeah, this is a double pack.
Oh, it's a
sorry,
double pack.
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
it's
crazy.
shoes that Michael Jordan actually won in
Oh, he wore
the
them.
playoffs.
Wow.
Well, he didn't
Won-
wear these
he won
specific.
with
He
these
won his
shoes.
silhouettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was wearing these shoes when he won.
Yeah. 1997 and 96 and 97.
So what would be the fair number?
Oh,
that would make you be
man.
like that you're comfortable giving them away now.
I would say, I don't know.
Was he
man.
playing in Washington in 2008?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was his
He
last
was,
stint. That was his
that
last
was
stint
his
in the
last
NBA.
year.
Yeah.
I would say a good 5 to 6,000.
5 to 6.
5 to 6
Oh.
G's, yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the real question is, I don't totally gonna ruin the value. Have you ever put them on?
I've never put them on. They're still brand new.
Oh, that makes me
Um,
so sad.
The gums are still good. It's yeah. I mean,
Sort of wear them out.
yeah.
If someone
so
wore these
Beautiful.
and was like,
Beautiful.
they just
$1,000 would just instantly be gone.
it'd be gone.
Yeah.
If you
Damn.
So
You'll
if
see,
they
like,
wore them to a
you
game,
hear
they
that?
just sported it out at a game.
Yeah,
it'd be
no,
like,
it's maybe
toast.
2,000. is
Did
still-
you did you hear what he just said? The
Yeah,
depreciation.
the depreciation of this.
You'd have to
Even
be-
if you like slip it in,
That's it.
that's it.
That's so
Because there's fluffs around and there's just
Yeah,
like
that's
Oh,
right.
creases around and
Yeah,
things like
yeah.
that.
The
So
fluffs.
This is pristine.
the fluffs is
beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
So
That's really sick. So, what's your favorite shoe?
these
Like,
are
I
my
know
favorite shoes.
these are your favorite.
Yeah,
ones?
these are
Jordan's your favorite shoes.
Jordans are my favorite shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Jordans.
It's a bad habit, Joe.
It's bad.
Who else had some good shoes that you remember that you really liked? Like we're talking basketball players.
I would say Vince Carter. Vince
Carter's.
Carter had his and ones back in the day.
Oh yeah, the and ones. Yeah, I forgot about those.
Kobe had he was with the
Adidas.
Adidas, and there was the Crazy 8s
Yeah,
that was out back in the day. Tracy McGrady had the T-Max. Those were and Iverson I3s.
What about those? What about those
I3s.
pennies?
The Reeboks.
What about the pennies? The foam posits?
Yes, the pennies were good too. Like
I wish I had kept those pennies, man. How much would those pennies be worth now?
they're worth about $8 to $1,000 right now.
Really?
Yeah,
I could have just tucked them away in some.
just tuck them away.
See, my problem is I can't just hold them. I have to wear them.
Yeah.
I have to wear them.
Yeah.
So
I
none of
mean,
my shoes are of any value right now.
the shoe that you're wearing right now.
Yeah.
They came out with it. They re-released it.
Mm-hmm.
They had them back in 2013 with the black tongue.
Right.
The ones that you're wearing right now, they're retail right now, right? Because it's still in stores and things like that.
Yeah.
But if you're going back to 2013, those shoes are worth like triple the price of these right now.
Damn.
Just because it's a 2013.
Can I tell you something?
shoe.
Honestly, when I was probably when they first came out, I was probably like grade 10, 11-ish when they first dropped, and I was obsessed. Just stared at the shoe all the time. Couldn't afford that shit. It was like $270 in like the late 90s. That's fucking expensive when you're a 16, 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And I would just stare at them. Just could never afford them.
Yeah.
And when I finally got some adult money
Yeah.
and started buying shoes, I had to fucking have these. These are the only shoes, I know it sounds so terrible, so flaky, but these are the only shoes where I open up the box and I actually smile when I look at them.
Yeah.
These are the favorites.
Because they're so white.
No, just because of the everything about them. Because when they were first released, they
It's
were
like taking your tarp off of your car. Right?
feels like it. I know
Pulling
it's
out for
terrible
the
to say.
summer, and
That's what shoe whores do, man. We can't help it. We can't help it.
that's amazing to me.
And what are those?
I brought these because these are the latest Jordans that just came out.
Oh, they just came out.
They came out a week
they
or
look-
so.
No
So it's just it just came out.
Colorway, it's beautiful.
I wanted to just talk about like the difference between the older models versus the newer models,
For sure.
and how like evolution, like you talked about, has like gone through.
Why were the shoes so bulky back then? Like, what's changed? Obviously, the technology of making shoes has changed. But what else has changed here and there?
I would say technology, but a lot of people like the older silhouettes, like what Arif is wearing right now.
Yeah.
And they re-released them. But I guess it's more of the technology, to be honest.
Because these look like, no offense to Michael Jordan or to these shoes or anything, but these don't even look anything like the old Jordans.
These are the
These are
Jordan
the
ones.
oldest.
These are the oldest.
These are like the old red ones they had. Back
Yeah.
in the day, like the number one.
Yeah, these
But
are the number ones, but a different color.
They just stayed. The style just stayed forever.
And there's a different patterning on it too.
There is. Yeah.
Right? Like there's
Look
a
at
lot
Mike
different
with the
patterning.
shoe knowledge.
Well, I know these things, right? And so it makes you feel like, you know, this is like their, hey, we're resparking the, Dukes of Hazzard
Oh no.
movie again, and we're going to put two other jackasses
Confederate
in it.
flags.
The
Can't do it.
funny thing you talk about is they never came out with this specific color until last week.
Which is weird because he's
Yeah.
Carolina blue.
Yeah. And I mean, he had different Carolina blues, but not this specific style,
That's beautiful.
which is funny that you talked about that. They're basically coming out with every single color they can come out with the same shoe.
And it's gonna sell like crazy.
And it's gonna sell. And
gonna
the
sell.
prices are just like
But
skyrocketing.
how does that feel for a guy like you who has a deep appreciation of this art? Like when you see them coming out and just kind of bastardizing the brand here. Let's face it. Jordan is just like, you know what? I'm old.
Take it all.
Just do whatever. We'll let the kids.
Yeah.
$1.5 billion, Jordan.
I got my Cuban sweetheart now, right? I'll just let the kids run the company.
I guess you just have to appreciate and evolve through what has happened throughout the years, really.
But there's like an emotional connection people have.
There is an emotional
It's so
connection,
much
yeah.
more than the shoe, man. It's so
I
much more than
understand
the
that.
shoe.
No, trust me, you're telling me. I understand that. Yeah, you know the connection with something, right?
It's intense.
Yeah, it's cool. I get it. The people have that. But what I wonder though is that, you know, you as a guy that appreciates the brand, have you seen the best years of these shoes? Do you think? Like, have these shoes been? Because to me, I look at the old Jordans and I'm like, dude,
these
that's
are beautiful.
art.
These are beautiful.
Like that is like
You have a good
craftsmanship.
point there, because the newer, I mean, they re-released this in 2019, and the material and the way that they lined everything up was messier
Yeah.
than what the older ones have, because they took their time back in the day, I guess. The newer ones, they, like what you said as well, like Michael Jordan is like, you know, doing what he's doing right now, and the company in general doesn't really care as much, and they just want to pump out numbers. They're a multi-billion-dollar company
oh,
right
for
now.
sure. Dude, Jordan himself is worth 1.5
Yeah.
But
Billy.
Arif had a good point in terms of like the nostalgic feeling of having a specific shoe. Some people would pay double or triple the amount just to get them,
Yeah.
because they
Outrageous.
can't find it anymore. It's a different culture now. Like back in the day, you can just walk in the store, walk in Foot Locker. Hey, I want a pair of these. Cool. Here's your money. Nowadays, you have to raffle. You have to line up 24 hours in front of like Foot Locker. You got to know somebody that knows somebody to like have these
fighting and
pairs.
shit.
You got to like, you know, grease that employee like $50 more so that you can get the favorite.
That's all part of the life, though,
It's
isn't
the
it?
lifestyle now. And
We got someone.
and
we have
people
someone like,
like
that.
they do lots of botting now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of botting before, but like they have like these computerized
Like the ticket bots.
things. Yeah, it's like the ticket
assholes.
bots, and they get like 20, 30 pairs of these
Bastards.
just like that, because you can't manually just like enter your name and click yes, I want it anymore.
Yeah.
You got to fight these guys.
That's insane.
Yeah,
dude.
you got to
That's-
fight these like, I would say kids.
Yeah, they're just kids.
They're kids
Drop shipping everything.
drop shipping, typing everything out, getting.
And they
their
have a lot of
parents-
resources.
Yeah, they have lots of resources. They have like
Their mom and dad's credit card.
exactly right, and
Bastards.
it's easy. It's easy for them,
Yeah.
and they like, you know. But I'm trying to turn that around,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to like I do a lot of buy sell trades. Trades is one of the key things for the store, because let's say Arif likes these pairs, right, or this pair. He can bring his shoe in, the older ones that you don't even wear, and do a trade for it.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were there, someone was doing
Yeah,
a
someone
trade.
was literally like trading something with me while you guys were there.
It's pretty
Oh,
dope.
wow, yeah, that's cool. I remember that.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I'm trying to like change in this community. You know,
So when you were of age when these were being released, actually, you were probably too old at that time. The shoes that were popping when you were in high school, were you able to afford them? Did you own them?
no, I couldn't afford.
So you were looking at them.
I was
from,
looking at them from like that rich kid, like playing in an open gym with like
Yeah.
$500 pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Like how, like you know what I mean?
What
Like,
school did you go
motherfuckers.
to?
Riverside.
Riverside.
Yeah.
out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm always like admiring him, like not really admiring him,
No.
more like
But the
I want this
shoes.
shoe, I
Yeah.
want that shoe. It was the
Yeah.
Space Jams,
Ooh.
right?
Space
It was the
Jams?
Space Jam shoes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like this color, but
Yeah, I
in like
remember
blue.
them.
Yeah.
I remember.
He was wearing $500 shoes back in high school. That was a lot of money for
And
for
using them on a court.
and using them on the court. Yeah,
Bastard.
That's what I mean.
How
we didn't
dare
know.
you.
Nobody knew back then.
yeah.
right?
Nobody knew back.
When I bought my own first pair of J's,
Oh, yeah.
when I was 15, I had a job at Playland, and I was buying J's right away.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many people you had to avoid so you wouldn't get jumped. In my area, everybody was getting jumped.
Oh, really?
And you know what shoes are really popping? And it sounds ridiculous, but Filas, remember the
Oh,
Filas?
Filas, yeah.
There was this purple suede
I
Fila.
remember.
Covered all
Yeah,
the. and
yeah.
There was a gang that only wore purple.
Okay.
But they were broke ass, so
Yeah.
they could
All they
only
could do was
steal
jump
other
you.
people's purple shit.
Yeah.
So they were jumping people for their purple Filas. It was bad, man. My
That was
area,
the BK time.
kids get
Those
kids.
are time during the BK shoes.
Yeah. Kids got beat up a lot, man, for their sneakers. Kind of doesn't really happen anymore, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, do you remember that time? Were you old enough to? What year were you
Fila?
born?
86.
86, so 86. No, you were pretty young at that
Well,
time.
doesn't the Riverside, Joe? There's no gang violence out here.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, if you remember the news, like how people were getting, remember about the British Knights shoes?
British
the BKs,
Knights?
Remember those? The blood
I
killers?
do remember. You know,
BK? Yeah, he
is
was.
that a reference for you, British
No,
Knights?
no.
Oh wow.
Yeah, right. Hey, we're gonna
Damn.
school the master right now. We're gonna.
I will go any
teach
further
the
back.
master
It's
something.
like that's like LA gear time.
Yes.
LA Gear, yeah. I heard
Okay,
of
so
LA
the
Gear.
the Bloods and Crips were popping off in the early 90s,
Right,
late 80s, 89,
right.
90.
Okay.
And so it was getting really bad, man. So it was like if you were wearing Calvin Klein in the hood in Los Angeles, that went also for Crip killer.
Oh wow.
Right? So if you were wearing that and a Crip saw you, then that was it. You'd be
Cool.
beat up or
You're
but
dead.
also with the shoes, there was a pair of shoes called British Knights back in the day.
So
and when
crazy,
they
British
came
Knights.
off, boom, they came off huge. They had
Yeah.
a great marketing platform.
And they had a
Yeah.
rapper lockdown. I can't remember who
Can't
what the
remember
rapper
who it
was.
Was it Busta Rhymes? Or,
I don't think it was Busta. It was before Busta.
It was somebody.
we gotta.
man.
We'll find out. We'll find
And
out.
so they had these nights, and it was BK British
Right.
Knights, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But the
Crazy.
BK all of a sudden during the gang war stood for blood killer.
Oh wow.
Right, and so their brand went through the tubes because any kid who was wearing blood killer shoes was getting beat up.
Yeah, yeah.
with BK shoes, right?
Yeah.
And that's a real history of
ridiculous.
runners, man. You got
crazy.
yeah. That's a kind of a weird era, eh? 89.
Yeah, I wonder what's to be said. Like it's so weird how this product could become the thing that causes so much violence because kids, not in Canada, but in the U.S., kids still get killed over the sneakers,
they
man.
do.
It's
Yeah.
kind of outrageous.
There's like
Shoes.
fights every release. There was this
So stupid.
this
you
pair that
stupid
came out.
motherfuckers.
It's called a Raging Bulls. It's like a Reef shoe, but all red.
Oh right,
People
right,
are
right.
lining up and they're fighting in front of Foot Locker still, like
wow.
over the weekend.
Oh wow.
Like fist fight straight up. There's social media now, so like it just spreads, right?
That's great.
Just for a
Stupid.
pair of shoes, like
That's great.
it's insane.
So stupid.
So since we have Jordan on the table, you had that Jordan book there.
I do, yeah.
Break that down. Let's see what that is.
Now,
This
did
is
you
something
watch
special.
Jordan growing up? Like,
I did watch
you a
Jordan.
basketball fan?
I did watch Jordan growing up. I was more like, I appreciate it more because I couldn't. Sorry, I grew up in Asia in middle school. That was a time when Jordan was popping up,
Like huge.
and it was more of like it was hard to like get channels there, I guess,
Oh, yeah,
because like
yeah.
when you're in Asia, like different time zones and things like that.
Where in
So,
Asia were you?
It's called Brunei.
Brunei.
Oh
wow, you're from
and-
Brunei.
yeah, I was born in Brunei,
Wow.
and
That's quite the story.
yeah, the like watching Jordan was more like it was hard because I had to like there was no internet at that. Well, there
Nope.
was internet, but really
Not useful internet.
Yeah, it was like
No,
dial up or not even
Super
dial up yet.
dial-up.
Yeah.
Super long distance dial-up.
So it
Hey,
was like once in a
It'd be
blue moon
hard.
where I could watch Jordan play. But when I watch him, like it took me like
It's like a religious experience.
yeah, it's a really hard thing. But
So
five years later, I came back here and started watching Jordan
you
even
got
more.
some
right?
YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
You got some YouTube. You're
I guess
what the-
one of the reasons these shoes resonate is because I witnessed him win the championships back to
you
back.
saw him.
No, not in person,
On
but
TV, like
on
live on
TV.
TV.
Live on
Oh,
TV.
Ooh, what a moment.
Those are
moment.
crazy years.
Yeah.
What a moment.
So
That whole seasons, those seasons were crazy, man.
See, here's the thing, Kay.
Legendary.
I obviously recognize that he's one of the greatest ever to play.
Yeah.
But while he played, he fucking pissed me off, man.
Yeah.
Because he always buried the teams I liked.
Yeah, he did.
And I hated it. Obviously, I was a big Olajuwon fan. I wanted Olajuwon to win year after year. But he prevented pretty much everybody that played with him in his era from getting a championship. Yeah.
Prevented Reggie Miller from ever having a championship.
Yep.
Reggie
Patrick
Miller,
Ewing as well.
Patrick Ewing.
Yep. Stunted
The
him.
Knicks were the
Charles
best they
Oakley.
had ever been in their history.
Dude,
of the
Nick should have won a
Side.
chip. Nick should have won a chip. Ewing should have
Patrick
one.
Ewing and all those guys like it was
Karl
really
Malone.
Yeah.
John
Stockton.
Stockton.
Yeah. Jordan just cut him off.
Yeah. There was so many good players. Tim Hardaway, Penny Hardaway.
Oh,
like,
good. Yeah.
So-
That's where his legend is, right? It's the stamp that he's made by not letting other people win.
So would you say he's your favorite all-time player?
Yeah, You
I
got
mean-
all the stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah. How
This
can
is
you-
all more for.
I would
this is,
put all my life on the
This
fact
is
that
more
you-
all aesthetic value.
I have nothing. I would put it all on there.
I guess it's more behind the scene of how he did it and like what he could accomplish to get where he was is more fascinating to me
For sure.
than
He's a
like
fucking maniac.
than just having him like as just Jordan.
Yeah.
There's a lot like there's a reason why Arif is wearing. Like,
Always.
Yeah.
Jordan,
I'm
right? Like,
always. It's got the nicest gear too.
he does actually. Yeah.
I judge, and this is going to sound really weird, but I judge the best
Yeah.
on their career, never on their playing.
Cultural impact.
On the entire career is how you judge somebody.
So
it's
is
like
Kareem your number one then?
no.
Dude, Kareem is the winningest player in
It has nothing
basketball
to do with winning.
history.
It has nothing to do with winning, though. It has nothing to do with salary. It has nothing to do with winning. Nothing to do with all the money he's made and shit. It's about how great was your career. You know, like you're talking about legend. You know, what kind of an impact are you leaving on me when it's all said and done? So 20 years later, we can sit back and say, man, Tupac was a great rapper. You know what I mean? That's why everyone loves him. They don't love him for his music because the music was all...
Stop.
Well, no. But the music was great. Don't get me wrong. Music was great. But there are so many artists with a huge discography that are like amazing discographies, dude, that don't get a lot of fucking credit.
Box. Oh,
No, but listen, I don't want to get into I'm getting into sports. I would say for career, like a big career, it's Kobe Bryant.
yeah.
Kobe Bryant, if we really want to get down to careers and who did it right, man, dude, Kobe Bryant did
Special,
it.
very special
Dude,
player.
he scored 81 fucking points. And what we said is his anniversary of
Today
what?
marks his 5-year anniversary of his last game in the NBA, scoring 60 points.
On
Yeah.
like 50 shots.
You know, and it's just that's what makes it great. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, Kobe is one of the few players. He's kind of got like this. Like I started watching basketball around Magic and Bird's rivalry. And I remember watching Bird, not liking Bird, but not being able to believe what he could do on the court. Dude, right hand, left hand finishes, right hand, left hand jump shot, switching hands in the middle of a game. Not many players try that kind of shit. I'm sure they do it in practice and stuff, but
Yeah.
Larry Bird would try everything. He didn't give a fuck. He wanted to burn you. And Kobe had the same thing, man. He wanted to just spit daggers on you. The guy would literally, at the three-point line, pick up his dribble, pump fake 3 times, defenders crowding him, still jump up for the shot.
Yeah.
He's got people open all around him.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm going to pump fake it again and again and again.
Yeah.
And just pull up. People don't try that shit because, you know, for the most part, they're going to brick. But this guy's belief in himself is unmatched. Unmatched.
Yeah, I'm going to say
R.I.P.
something
Kobe.
that might be blasphemous here, but I'm going to say this. You know, Michael benefited out of being the only one in the spotlight.
That's true.
100%.
Yep.
He had the shoe game locked down. He had Nike in his fingers.
Oh,
in his
yeah.
hand, getting on the palm of his
Running
hand.
shit.
Funny thing is, Adidas was about to sign him.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. So crazy.
Remember that? And Kobe had the dissatisfaction of being one of many in a spotlight that was very big and
Growing
Yeah,
and
yeah.
paid
growing.
for a lot. So Kobe doesn't get the respect
Definitely does not.
that
What
Michael
Jordan
got.
got. Yeah.
Like, you got to remember, man, he came up in the time when we were learning how to manipulate people with television
Yeah.
and with media and with
Yeah, yeah.
like, oh, if we put Michael on TV, he's going to sell more shoes. That's what they did. Well, what if we put him in a fucking credit card commercial? More people get the credit. Like, they started learning that shit with Michael Jordan.
And publicly, he wasn't accessible. He didn't really do interviews. He didn't do public appearances.
No.
But dude, Kobe was everywhere.
There was not much social media going on
None.
during his era.
Nothing.
Whereas there was on his.
But even though MJ was like a private dude, right? Like I remember Ahmed Rashad had that show, Inside Stuff,
Yeah.
Inside
where he
Stuff,
would
yeah.
get access to everybody that nobody could get access to. Him and MJ are like really good friends. He didn't really show up on that show very often
Yeah.
either, so he just
But
like to
he'd get
keep
him
it quiet.
during the playoffs,
Yeah.
right? He'd always get him during the playoffs.
Oh man, incredible! But yeah, Kobe's another guy, man. Always buried my teams. Always buried the teams I liked.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of watch him in frustration, like,
Yep.
oh, here we go, here we go.
I'm exactly the same way.
And dude, when he got when him and Shaq teamed up, it was a given. They were not going to stop winning championships. There was nobody that could stop them. I think when they added Karl Malone, Gary Payton, they kind of ruined the chemistry of Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah.
And it kind of, even though they had all the stars, it was just kind of stupid that they had everybody.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out. But yeah, man, dude, Kobe is a different animal.
Yeah, he doesn't get the respect, and I think, you know, he even now he doesn't get it, you know, because of LeBron. LeBron was just too powerful. He was a surging rocket to the fucking space to be the best of all time. You know what I mean? If you look at LeBron's career, it's fucking identical to Michael's career. Like, it's just running on the same level, right? It's just LeBron is doing it younger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Space Jam movie now.
Yep.
Do you like any of LeBron's shoes?
Um,
Because I don't like any of them personally. Hey, can you name one good LeBron shoe?
I would just stick with the media day because it's the Kobe Bryant colors,
Right.
The yellow and purple. But his
Nice
own
out,
stuff,
nice out. Yeah.
yeah.
I got a pair for Rosie actually last year. It's like a mint green and pink, the one that he wore on
You don't
Christmas.
even have to pitch and pump shoes as hard as Michael does anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
He doesn't have to.
Michael had to go on commercials with Spike and do all that stuff to sell a shoe. Right?
That created the culture, man.
Yeah,
Those
it created
cultures
the
were
Easy thing
commercials were
for
amazing.
LeBron
Yeah.
just stepped right into it.
Yeah,
Bun.
yeah.
He just stepped.
But dude, come on, man. 10 finals appearances.
Yeah, but
It's
all he had to do was
unheard
play.
of.
Yeah.
Michael didn't have to just play back then. He had to play and he had to go sell shoes.
And hide his gambling
And
habit.
he had a lot of going on. They had to travel and shit on buses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You think about that. Like, they had a lot of shit to do back then. LeBron doesn't. All you have to do, LeBron, is go and win.
Yeah,
We have all this taken care of for you.
but he built that.
Yeah.
But the funny
Jordan
thing
built it.
is, if you're looking towards the future, the person that's going to be LeBron, Kobe, and MJ is going to have like 4 times better of a life than they had.
Yeah.
Right.
And a
So,
career.
I mean,
who do you think that's going to be?
Oh, man.
Whose shoe is the future shoe? I know who I think it is.
Zion,
Yeah.
John Morant, those guys are.
I like Ja. Ja's dope.
Yeah.
John Morant, it's hard. It doesn't come off the tongue like Zion.
Zion, yeah.
Right? Zion comes off your tongue. You don't even need to know what's his last name.
Williamson.
Yeah, right? Nobody really knows that.
Yeah.
Right? Not many people. Like, Zion, I don't know. Fucking Zion. I don't know. It's just one name.
Yeah.
Right? And that's all that matters.
He's playing great too right now.
Yeah,
The
Killing
NBA
it.
amazing,
is setting that guy up to be $1 billion athlete. It's going to be $1 billion athletes.
Dude, Dame, man.
That's all it's
I
gonna
want
be.
I want to see it happen for Dame.
Yeah.
Dame's the guy for me,
Dame.
man. Dame is so dope.
Yeah.
One of my favorite. And his shoes are dope too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
You know, Dame is in a bad market.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's going to be good for Dame is if he does tough it out forever.
I think he will. I think he's ride or die.
Since you're talking about markets, I want to talk about this for a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan was on the Bulls.
Yeah.
If he was on like Portland,
Mm-hmm.
would he be the same person that he is today?
Could have gone to Portland. They drafted Sam Bowie instead of Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I think Jordan had the personality that wherever he went was going to be big.
Yeah.
Big. Because even in Carolina, everyone knew he was going to be a star. You could just see it already, even though, didn't have a full college career. You just knew he was going to be popping. So,
But the thing is, what really made him successful was his sidekick, Scottie Pippen, right?
yes.
So if Pippen wasn't there,
Mm-hmm.
he wouldn't have had like the 4, 5, 6 ring.
Yeah, he would have had Clyde.
Yeah.
He would have had Clyde Drexler. He would have had Terry Porter.
You'd had Bill Walton.
They would have been
Last
decent.
year.
They would have been decent. But I mean, dude, Scotty is a game changer.
Yeah.
The most underrated teammate in NBA history is Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
So if let's just say hypothetically Jordan goes first in that draft, it goes to Portland. Akeem Olajuwon goes to Houston. So who would be the third pick? Sam Bowie would go to Chicago and he'd be a bust. Chicago would be fucked for the next few years.
But that's how it is now, I guess,
Yeah.
because Dame, if he was on, the Lakers,
Mm-hmm.
he would be a different player than what he is. I mean,
Yeah.
he's amazing. Like, he's an
Yeah.
amazing player, but in terms of like marketing him and being like with the specific players, what if he's playing with like LeBron James right now?
Yeah, it's big.
Versus like
It's a game
who's he
changer.
playing now? It's what ifs, right?
And Dame's
So.
personality, the only thing he can possibly do for his career the only thing that makes sense if he really wants to be that guy is to go to the Knicks. He has the Knicks personality all over him. And if you drop Dame in the fucking Knicks, man, I'm telling you, Madison Square Garden's playing for the oldest team in the NBA.
The owner's got to sell that team. He's trash.
Doesn't matter about the owner. The owner means nothing.
They're doing well this year.
It's
So.
They
legacy.
are. They are. It's sickening.
Yeah, they're gonna be
Derrick
in the
Rose
playoffs.
and Tim together.
Julius
again.
Randle.
Julius Randle, Obi Toppins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
Great
a
team. What's the nicest Nick player's shoe?
Nick
You
player
think it's a
shoe.
Ewing's?
Ew, that's so ugly.
I would say it would.
Did John Starks ever have a shoe?
No, I would say the Spreewells.
Oh,
Oh,
Latrell
right.
Sprewell.
Right.
Right.
Would be-
Sprees.
Another underrated player, man.
Yeah, Latrell Sprewell.
He shouldn't
Those
have.
Sprewell shoes were beautiful. Was that with the web? It kind of had
Yeah.
the webbing thing on it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I remember.
He should never have
those.
choked his coach.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Why you got to
Yeah.
choke your coach? But his teammates said that coach is very chokeable, so
Yeah.
it's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. So
Yeah.
we had a comic on here early in High Phrase history when you used to say annals a lot, and he brought us a trading card,
Yes.
and I didn't really know it was still a thing, but you have one here.
I do. Yeah. I have a throwback one actually.
Oh, that is dope.
It's
Is that
Vince
Antonio
Carter.
Davis?
No, it's Vince Carter.
Oh, Vince Carter.
Vince Carter dunking in the Toronto Raptors jersey.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Now, what's the significance of this card?
It's
This is a cover poster.
It came out
Slam
this
magazine.
year. It came out this year. I specifically brought this card because I wanted to talk about this. Slam has been around for years.
Dude, long time.
Forever. I should say.
Yeah.
And they issued this year
That's cool.
for a specific reason. One of the reasons I want to talk about as well is, besides shoes, ever since COVID, cards have been a hit. Collector cards, basketball, NBA cards, NHL, MLB, and NFL, Pokemon,
Oh, geez.
everything like anything that
Yeah.
I always believe it's because of the chase. Everyone's like chasing something, no matter who you are. There's always that thing in you that wants to chase for something. And because casinos are closed, they want something to do. So people buy packs.
They need a fix.
They need a fix. They buy packs. They buy brand new packs, rip it apart, hoping they can like hit something, right?
Get a magic coin.
Touching on that, people have been selling on a secondary market for cards, and it's really hard to obtain cards now. Before COVID, you can just go in at Walmart and just buy like NBA cards. Like, it doesn't even like phase you. It's only like what, $5 per pack. That $5 is $50 now.
Oh my god.
$100, $200. They're on StockX right now. So I mean, the trend has been changing in that sense. The reason why I wanted to touch base on this one is because the younger folks don't know Slam.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
You know Slam. You know Slam.
Yeah.
I know Slam. And they're catering this to a specific target audience,
Yeah.
which is the older generation.
Right.
And they're trying to like get that mindset of like having that fix for the older generation, because the younger generation can get whatever they want in order to like obtain what they're achieving for, but they're targeting the older generation, and that's one of the reasons why I brought this here. I wanted to touch base on this is because
Interesting.
if it's not you or me or Arif or Mike, and we don't know anything about cards, but when we see this, it's like it's a nostalgia.
Oh,
Yeah, we
immediate.
remember it.
Immediate.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's really hard to get this specific card. You need to rep 15 packs to get something like this, or maybe 20
Yeah.
to get a Slam card. And in order to get all the Slam cards, there's about 25 or 30 of them that you want to collect. And they're all older ones, like Tracy McGrady, the older Kobe Bryants, right? And they're they're trying to target these like older people to buy cards, and it's a really smart marketing move because it's hard to obtain cards, so they've already captured the younger audience, and now they're trying to capture the older audience.
Yeah.
So they have like, it's a monopoly. Really.
Constant buying
It's
public.
it's a monopoly because as soon as I saw this, I'm like, yep, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
I need to buy 100 of these, 1,000 of these to sell.
So what could you flip that for?
This specific card?
Yeah.
I can flip this for, easily $50. $50. If you grade this, if it's a 10, you can flip this for like $300 to $500 for one specific card. It's just it's just a cardboard, really.
Yeah.
But in the end of the day,
It's the rarity of it. The fact that
it's rare. It's nostalgia.
And that's a great poster cover, man. That was
It's a great-
phenomenal.
yeah.
What
but
has more value, rarity or nostalgia?
it's really more of like if you think if money is more important to you or if having that memory is more important to
Right.
you.
Yeah,
There's a fine balance, really,
What's
right?
the general consensus? Do people collect for
They collect
love or
from
for money?
they
For
collect
vanity.
from money recently
To own it.
to own it and to flip.
Because
to flip
everything's
cards.
we're in a flip nation, right?
We're in a
Gary
flip
Vee
nation
talks
now.
about that.
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
all the
yeah.
time, right?
Yeah.
So
You know,
the one of the reasons why cards are like in a boom is because of COVID. People have to stay home and they want to chase.
yeah.
The funny thing is there's a lot of, I don't know if I can touch base on this, but
Sure,
there's a
you
lot
can
of
do it.
like Facebook groups now. They create Facebook groups. They go live and you pay X amount of dollars for this person to rip a card. If you hit it, cool. If you don't, they still ship you the cards and you pay X amount of dollars for shipping.
Whoa, dude, that's a crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
So there's tons of groups. There's like
Meanwhile, the other guy's masturbating on the other side.
Yeah,
He's
this-
like, oh, open another deck.
he's on you know like he's on this camera
Yeah, of course.
and
I can't see your face, buddy. I need to see your face.
yeah,
Just hands,
there's a
just
bunch of like cards in the background, and you get to choose like there's like price. There's a price there,
That's
and
outrageous.
you know like oh that's $40. Okay, you paid me already. Let me check. Okay, yeah, you paid. Okay, I'll grab this. Rip it up for you.
Sanity.
Good luck. Oh, you didn't hit anything. I'm so sorry. Do you want another one?
Yeah.
Another $40. Okay,
Sexy,
let me
some
try.
Sexy chick on there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, would you like another one?
So
Yeah.
it's yeah that's the monopoly for it now, and it's
Interesting,
insane
man.
because like this is how it is. This is how our world is now.
Well, this is how they did it. They did it with Bitcoin. They did it with hockey cards. They're doing it with everything.
They're
Well,
doing with cards.
These are becoming NFTs, right? These kind of
NFTs,
collector
NFTs
the posters are becoming NFTs.
Yeah.
And an NFT is just a way for this next generation to think that they can wipe out hockey cards and paper cards. Because there is this huge, obviously, all the techie people want to get rid of tangible items,
Yeah.
right? And they want to get us and push us into this virtual world where we're buying Jordans through
We're almost there.
our
We're almost
headset,
there.
and they're not real. Oh, you want to see my Jordans? Oh yeah, where are they? No, they're not here. They're right here on my goggles, dude. Check them out. What do you right? Like that's where we're going to.
Yeah.
And they're trying to push us there, and this NFT thing is devil's work.
Are
man.
you're scared of it?
Yeah, I really am.
What do you think the worst case scenario is?
The worst case scenario is that these legends leave us with this world of Patrick Mahomes loving NFT card collector people.
You're worried about losing the physical.
No, you know what I'm worried about? The nostalgia and the hunt and the chase and the passion that comes with it. If all of a sudden you're now collecting movie clips, you're collecting sports clips.
Highlights.
So
Highlights?
money won't be important anymore.
Yeah,
So I could trade this for your shirt
yeah,
because this is worth
it'll be
$50.
yeah.
Or
Well, that-
you know what I mean?
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's yeah, that's kind of scary. if
It's
you think
scary
about that.
because then we're going to be focusing all on this digital stuff. And meanwhile, the real stuff that we grew up with that actually took time to make, like a hockey card, that shit's not easy to make, man. Like, if you've ever seen how it's made, look it up and look at the hockey card. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's man labor, right?
For
and
sure.
it's gone. And we're trying to dismiss it just like everything else we're trying to cancel.
I was obsessed. I actually still have a pretty decent collection of cards.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna give them to my kids. and
Yeah.
they can
I used to.
flip it how they want to. Dude, I did one of those contests back in the day where you scratch and win, and I won the entire 1986 Upper Deck card series, the whole year
Oh, wow.
Damn,
of players.
that's
wow.
crazy.
And fucking rookie cards. I think of Steve Eiserman,
Oh, wow.
one of the rookie cards.
Huge.
And we had a big garbage bag of cards.
Huge.
And I remember we were cleaning out, spring cleaning. My mom just takes the whole bag, just fucking throws it away.
What was the reason why you collected cards back then?
For me, I was obsessed with the sport, and I wanted to find those gems. I wanted to find the Gretzky cards, the Lemieux cards, just for my own personal keeping.
Yeah.
Of course.
It wasn't a thing back then to trade them and all that, and I didn't do the fucking,
Flip.
the card game where
Yeah,
you'd like,
card game,
destroy the cards essentially. I didn't do any of that shit. I just kept them all. I just liked having them. So it was kind of like, because I was a big poster kid too. My room was covered in posters. So that connection, the visual representation of all that, I loved all of it.
That's cool.
It's hard to keep up though.
It's the thing is, like, I used to collect cards back in high school, and high school till now it has been like 15, 20 years, right? That gap there of not collecting cards to like collecting cards now
Yeah.
is a big difference. You know what I mean? Like from there
World.
to there, it's like, where has all the time been until like now recently where everybody wants cards?
Yeah.
It's just,
It's mind-boggling when
Yeah.
you think about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You
it's
know what's
mind-boggling.
next? I'm going to make the prediction right here on the High Praise podcast. Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheel cars.
Oh.
Modified Hot Wheels cars and like custom rebuilt Hot Wheel cars are going to become huge in the next few years. And it's not being talked about or anything, but the reason why I'm saying this is because you can pretty much pull anything out from 30 years ago that was once a collector's and say that it's going to become a collector's, and it will. And it's just what happened with hockey cards. The next one has to be Hot Wheel cars.
Dude, I always wanted Hot Wheels when I was a kid.
It has to be.
But you know what this is such a ridiculous thing. My parents would never buy me the Hot Wheels ones, so we get the cheap ass ones that were all plastic and stuff. And I remember the first time I held a Hot Wheel one, because it's all metal, right? The Hot Wheels cars were all metal.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, there's the actual difference between these
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
My parents were always like, it's all the same thing. It's all the
No,
same thing. Just
the
buy that one.
originals were
The
different.
Hot Wheels were popping.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And you watch, they'll come back, and everyone will have shiny ones. Do a little Hot Wheels
Mike
car
called
show or
it.
something.
I think
What do you think?
I think a celebrity needs to endorse it in order to like get it bumping.
Yeah.
Or Fast and Furious, Fast 9 is coming out. That's where the marketing can start.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that right there,
I don't
man.
know. I'm just saying, right?
Think
It's the
about
alley oop.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
the alley oop right
It's
there.
it's really like talking about that.
Fast 9.
Travis Scott. The funny thing about Travis Scott is he's like a new artist, right? No one really cared about Nike Dunks before. When I said before, I'm talking about like before 2020.
Yeah, I didn't really care for them. I
No
still
one
don't
really cared
for them.
about the
Yeah.
Nike Dunks. Ever since he wore them, every single pair of Dunk has shot up 1,000%.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's figured out a way to kind of make all of his products viral.
yeah.
When he did the McDonald's thing and the
PlayStation,
But yeah, he's found a way to. He did the Fortnite concert too,
Fortnite
right?
concert,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fortnite concert. Saw that.
Yeah, it shot up 1,000%, and everyone's seeking for them right now.
Weird.
Yeah, just because Travis Scott wore them.
Yeah.
So
And then he's got those other ones, the Cactus Jacks.
the Cactus Jacks, Nike
those are pretty sick.
Nike made a silhouette for him.
Yeah.
But the fact that he has so much power in that sense for like society, for the younger generation, it's crazy.
Well, I think his baby mama is a part of it.
Yeah.
He's got the most
Kylie.
popular baby mama on the planet.
Smart.
Yep.
So he's got that entire youth market locked up.
Yeah.
And he plays it right.
He plays it right. Yeah.
Yeah. Keeps his shit where it's supposed to be. Doesn't
think he's-
publicly get caught cheating like the other.
And if
Kardashian
he
husband.
is even, like, if you're a seriously professional man, sure, you're going to have all these women thrown at you, but then you look and you're like, dude, how can this even compete with my girl?
She's not even.
Like, my girl, like, no matter what, I could just say, fuck it, I'm going to take the year off.
There
You
has
take care of me? Yeah, okay. Then she'd do it.
her face and body is like $150,000 investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was built in a lot. She's not the same
Both of-
person. You see the before after pictures of what she
No,
looks like.
it's
Come on, man. They're two
The
different planets.
Kardashian touch. You almost needed that in this last 15 years.
It's the moms, yo. She's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Right? The Kardashian, anything that the Kardashian touch had
Yeah.
was successful.
Dude, it's Kris Jenner, man. It's the mom. She's the super momager of all.
Yeezys wouldn't have any play if it wasn't
She
for
was
a
managing
Kardashian
Kanye
touch.
and managing Travis Scott as well at the same time
Yeah.
while managing all the daughters.
That's insane.
Dude, she's a beast, man. She's a brainiac. She knows what she's doing.
She just knows.
Yeah.
Like those.
But Kim took one for the team. She set it all up.
You know what? You had to. You know,
So one of them had to do something crazy.
Yeah.
Kim came with the sex tape and
Yeah.
punched the hole in the wall, and that was it.
Girl,
That's it. It's over.
don't worry. Mommy won't let them hurt you. Don't worry. You did it good.
Now she runs the world.
Yeah.
Just block Ray J. Just block Ray J. Don't worry. He'll fade away. Ray J probably feels so bad after
Dude,
that.
Ray J's balling right now.
I know he is, but he probably wanted more shine. He's a little bit of an
sure.
egomaniac.
For sure.
He probably feel
For
like
sure.
he didn't get enough shine for laying that dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind
Right?
of he kind of did some schmucky things though,
He
right?
did some schmucky things after.
Did you see him? He was doing an interview where he was talking about his sunglasses that he has, and these are supposed to be unbreakable sunglasses.
Oh, really?
Ray J's saying these are unbreakable sunglasses, and the host's like, they're not unbreakable. And Ray J's like, yes, they're unbreakable. The host's like, I could break them. Ray J's like, no, you can't break them.
Yeah.
Host takes the glasses, breaks them. And Ray just sits there. He sits there, doesn't say anything. Just confusion. Like, why would you say they're unbreakable?
That's insane.
It just didn't make any sense. He's just stupid shit like that. But speaking of stupid shit, we have to mention the demon seed that passed away. Have to mention it.
We should ask our guest what his feelings are about this.
Well, he
artist.
came from a place that had a monarchy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Brunei's got a monarchy.
Well,
What really
Sultan.
it's dictatorship.
Yeah,
It's not really monarchy.
What really stood out
Tyranny.
is, I mean, 99 years old,
Yeah.
great.
Go.
You know,
What took you so long?
what really popped in my head first is Harry going to go back?
Oh, he's like, then he shows like, we're back. It was
know
like,
what I mean?
Rebuild.
it's Villa.
Yeah, you know
Rebuild
what I
the
mean?
throne.
Like,
The mystery is
Like-
over.
yeah, they did a Oprah interview.
Yeah.
Reveal all. Now the real question is, when he goes back, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
How is it
Yeah,
going to
the
play out?
dynamics,
Yeah,
what
the
changes.
dynamics, logistics. I know Megan's not going to go back, but Harry has to face a lot of
So I still don't
Things.
understand. Maybe you have more info on how he's Prince.
Yes. Okay, so just to put it all on the table, because here at the High Phrase Podcast, we like total transparency.
Always.
I've always give that public service announcement at least 4 times.
Always.
The Queen and Prince Philip are blood related.
Cousins.
Yes, they are distant cousins, but they're blood related. They're in the same line. They wanted to keep it. You ever see the movie Stallone Over the Top?
Oh, yeah. Turns the hat
Where he has-
backwards.
right? Turns the hat backwards and then
Yeah.
over the
It's a
top.
arm wrestling
An
movie.
Arm wrestling movie. Classic movie. If you guys haven't seen it,
Legendary.
Over the Top.
Legendary.
That's what it was when they hooked those two together. I haven't watched The Crown. I don't know what happens in that show. But they hooked them together because the bloodline.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
wanted to keep it strong and pure, right?
So they're a couple?
Who?
Elizabeth and Philip?
They were married. They were married. Philip. What are you talking about?
What the fuck?
Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth, that is alive.
Yes.
And her husband Philip that just died. They were cousins.
Okay, but wait.
They were cousins.
Why is he a prince then?
Okay, because she was a princess.
But they call her Queen Elizabeth.
I know, but they were a prince and a princess. When she elevates to queen, he doesn't elevate to king.
What?
Because he has to keep his title that he's given. Only the next in line in succession get the title elevation.
So
nobody else gets it.
He's not
He's always a prince.
royalty.
He's always a prince.
If he didn't marry.
He's part of the Windsor downline.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He's
that
part of
makes
the
sense.
Windsor downline. That's why they married him in.
What a scummy fuck of a person.
And he was Greek and he German that grew up in the Greek as a Greek guy, and then he cancel this country to become British. 'Cause he's self-serving.
You
puke.
racist piece of shit, man. I saw some of the quotes
And our
that he,
views do not reflect the guest's views unless they do. I don't know, but you
dude.
know,
I saw some of
they
the
don't.
quotes of some of the shit that he said over the years. I couldn't fucking
horrible.
believe it, man. He's a piece of. I bet you he's died multiple times in the past 10 years. But they just keep plugging him back in, give him a little Joe the juice, keep him alive. Because that motherfucker looked dead.
he was dead.
He looked dead
That's what
as
happens
fuck.
When you drink child's blood,
Yeah.
you know, when you're a vampire drinking child's blood to stay alive.
That could be true too. There's so many hidden things in the royal family, right? So,
Gross.
And you know, let's like not to go weird, but we get weird. You know, this notion of drinking and killing and eating children's blood it has been going on for thousands of years.
Yeah.
It isn't just something that popped up in the internet. Let's say
For
this.
real.
These are myths and legends that have been going on for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a queen that used to bathe in children's blood back
Right?
in the day.
So
Yeah.
there's some actual evidence of this, and I'm an evidence-based person. Reality, like there's evidence of this, and now here we are in the new future where you're like, oh, it's just the internet trolls, just trolling.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff, right? We seem to forget history a lot in today's world. Hey, we're
Just too much stuff.
we're so quick to try to bring the future in and
Th-
cancel
yeah,
history.
there's too much stuff thrown at us.
You know,
Yeah.
and
Taking a selfie is more important.
yeah, sometimes, sometimes it is. It's true. People think about
That's
it.
why history is like slowly diminishing, right?
It is hands down the stupidest death by selfie. You gotta be a fucking complete moron to die by selfie.
Yeah, there's been lots
Hey,
of people,
those
man.
that die by selfie trying to get the perfect shot.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of those free runners that do it too, right? Jumping off buildings and shit. Dude, it's wild, man.
Trying to climb up and get.
That's
There
like
was
that's like a superpower, though, man. That kind of parkour shit.
Yeah.
It's like a superpower,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah,
You could
yeah.
just fucking climb a building. The fuck? It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But you mentioned the bathing in blood. I don't know why I'm wanting to talk about bathing in blood, but I've been streaming Van Helsing on Netflix.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm obsessed with the whole vampire thing.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting how I try to get my kids to sit through just like an hour-long show,
Yeah.
and their attention span is so fucked.
It's
So
different,
fucked.
Yeah.
They just can't. Unless it's something that directly interests them and they want to sit. I can't. It's so hard to put them onto something.
The funny thing, I watched Mrs. Doubtfire last night,
Oh, shit.
Oh,
and
throwback.
it
Robin Williams.
threw me back in a day where I could just sit there without touching my phone. I didn't have a phone.
Uninterrupted.
There's uninterrupted, just
Yeah.
watching the TV screen, staring at it,
Yeah.
and you're talking about like your kids
Yeah.
watching Van Helsing,
Mhm.
and they can't even watch one episode.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They have to touch their phones. They have to like take. I don't know.
Yeah.
anything,
So
right?
what I do is I keep my phone in another room when I want to concentrate on something.
Yeah.
But with my kid, you know what she did sit through? Kill Bill.
Oh yeah.
I introduced her to Kill Bill 1 and 2,
That's
and she was glued
Yeah.
to the screen because Uma Thurman's fucking amazing in that.
Yeah.
That's a
movie.
strong female lead. Van Helsing, Alex is in that one.
Yeah, he kills it, man.
He's an awesome
he plays
actor.
Julius.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big beast.
Right? And it's strong female. Maybe they're just identifying to the strong female lead.
Makes sense. Makes
right?
sense.
Right?
Yeah, makes sense. So fuck Prince Philip is essentially what I want to say.
Yeah, I just really wanted to see what
Mm-hmm.
Harry's reaction is.
Yeah, I think we've had multiple interactions with the royal family on the podcast since we've been doing it because a lot of fuckery has been happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see that fucking family
I'm
falling
glad that they
to pieces.
slipped a brother through. Like they got a black kid in there. I'm happy about it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It fucks up the lineage no matter what. All we need
Yeah.
is Charles,
Inbred.
the son Andrew, the little one George, demon child, the demon baby of Prince Andrew or whatever his name is, right? If all those three get on a plane and it crashes, then the next in line is Harry. And then the brother comes up. And by then, black people will be everywhere. It won't be Black Lives, it'll be White Lives Matter by then.
Be
right?
extinct.
It'll be totally different.
Dude, by 2050 they'll be extinct.
But we'll all be part Asian by then. And let's just face it, we're all going to be part
Or
Asian by then.
Indian. And don't say Indian's Asian.
It's going to be Indian and Asian
Yeah,
mix.
that's it.
It's going to
We're
be.
going to take over the planet.
Like, don't even get in this conversation
Yeah.
like this.
No,
'cause
but
we
what-
could talk about Chinese animals and how huge.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
right?
that's
The
right.
Chinese. Wait, do you know about Chinese animals?
Horoscopes?
About the Chinese horoscope? Do you? Do you know what you are?
Or tiger.
1986 tiger.
Yeah, tiger. Yeah.
Wood tiger.
fire tiger.
Fire tiger,
Yeah.
86.
There's like different elements there.
Yeah, there's different elements.
Actually, I'm not sure.
Mike's up on this shit.
Well, no,
Wood or
we're
fire? It's either or.
yeah, I think it was wood, man.
I think it's wood.
Fire. Yeah, I'm a little bit fire and a little. I mean, I'm a little bit tiger and a little bit. What am I? I'm a little bit. I'm a rabbit. But I'm a little bit tiger and a little bit something else.
Is that the
Goat,
same
I
as
found
being
out.
a little bit country and a little bit rock and roll?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, it's exactly like that.
But one thing I did want to touch on, because I've been fucking mad for a while about this, the constant police violence in the U.S., constant fuckery that we see. It's almost on a daily basis, taking lives. And the thing that shocked me to pieces with Dante Wright that was killed,
Yep.
the cop that shot him is a 26-year veteran of the police force,
It's crazy.
president of the fucking police union, and was training a rookie that shift when she mistakenly pulled out her gun instead of her taser. The fuck kind of excuse is this? How 20 plus years at a job, 20 plus motherfucking years, she's held a gun every single day. Every single day. But this one instance, she yelled, I don't know if you guys have seen the video or not, but she yells taser, 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 and she fucking shoots. And the worst part for me is 2 days after the incident happens, she resigns. Which means no penalties. She can just walk away. Oh, I resign. Sorry, my bad. Done. Doesn't lose her police certification, so she can go work in another state and ruin somebody else's life. That system in Canada we're affected by it in a little way, but in the U.S. it's constant trauma for the black population. Something has to be done like with immediacy in this country. Because it's disturbing, man. If you constantly see people that look like you being killed by people that are supposed to protect you, it just blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
There's really, it's hard to, it's had happened so many times already to the point where, there was like the protest last year during COVID too, but that doesn't matter. What matters is like how it's still happening day in, day out. And there's still no change, no matter what we do. We talk about legacy, we talk about these and that, but it's always the same thing in the States. It's either like getting punched in the face for sneakers or getting shot at by a cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's always the story on our social media. And
And I mean, we can look at it and say social media kind of amplifies it, and it does in a way. But when you look at just the numbers specifically and the amount of black people that get shot by cops for non-violent, unarmed offenses, that's the shit that blows my mind. It's not like they're being attacked by people with brown skin that have guns or knives on them. These people are unarmed citizens, right? And like with Philando Castile, he was a legal gun owner. He had a gun license. The cop asked him if he had a gun license. He said, "Yes, I'll show it to you." Reaches for the license and gets shot with a 5-year-old in the back. And the thing is for me, like last year was the most active I've ever seen this city.
Yeah.
As far as protest goes.
Yep.
I've never seen the turnout like last year's Black Lives Matter protest was tremendous. 25,000 people showed up. The only time I've seen a crowd that big is for the 420 protests. And let's be honest, it's not a fucking protest. Everyone just comes to smoke weed.
Yeah.
There are some activists there, but 420 is to smoke weed. But last year, unbelievable, man. I'm telling you, I started making music in the late 90s, and all of our music was protest music. And we would try to get people to come out to protest. You see 50 people, 60 people, 70 people over things that were happening in the city directly affecting us. And it was incredible to see how many people decided, you know what, fuck this. But there's no sustaining it.
No, there's not.
It's almost impossible to sustain.
No. fucking Dante was on the phone with his mom when he was pulled over. Yeah. And his mom just told him to take it easy, be calm, don't do anything. Can I talk to the cop? And the cop wouldn't talk to her. I think that's how the story goes, right?
They said that he had an outstanding warrant.
Yeah, but the thing with the mom though, with the phone, right?
I know that I know that was the last call he made.
She said, I want to talk to the cop. Mm-hmm. And the cop said, no, turn that fucking phone off, is what the cop said in response to that. And then that's when they said, you get out of the car, whatever, turn the phone off, right? And then that was it. Dude, fuck. I remember a friend of mine got beaten fucking badly and put into a vegetative state for his shoes in juvie. Got stomped, kicked with a steel toe boot in a juvie camp. I remember this because the warden looked at me and I was like the tough guy in the juvie. And I beat the guy up in front of everybody. It was like one of those movie scenes where the warden's
You had to kind of get ownership of the situation.
I fucking braced the guy and beat him up in front of everybody because he got beat up for his shoes, right? Yeah. And dude, that could have been even worse than the beating that the kid gave him because the cops made me do it. And the problem is power, dude. The problem is power. The problem is that the cops have way too much power
and immunity,
right? They don't get treated the same way as you and I get treated, right? If you're a cop and you shoot someone, you could walk home and go sleep that night. Most of us would go and
it's disgusting.
That's the problem. They're not held to a standard. It doesn't matter if the kid's black or white or Chinese or whatever. It doesn't matter what color the person is. The point of the matter is cops have way too much power, and that is it.
No, yeah, I agree. I wanted to just mention that because when people talk about it, like how you guys are, some people don't visualize how it is until they actually watch a movie. When I'm talking about that, there's tons of Netflix movies or documentaries about like what's going on. And it painted a perfect picture of how the system's corrupt, how innocent people go to jail for no reason, get released 20, 30 years later for not doing anything. And if you need an actual visual, there's a lot of
100%,
to watch to like actually visualize it properly. Because throughout my life, I've always heard about these kind of stuff. Because recently there's always like Asian hate lately because of COVID or whatever it is. But to educate yourself, not everybody knows how to audio listen to people. They need to visualize it. So if they need to, check out some Netflix shows. It helps a lot.
It's crazy
to learn culture, basically.
Anything in general, because it generalizes it as a whole.
Well, it's kind of crazy because I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but fuck, it's such a strange conversation. When one of these tragedies happen, you hear about a school shooting, you hear about a bomb, and specifically let's say North America. You hear about a school shooting, a bombing, a mass murder, any of these things. As a person with brown skin, I automatically think to myself, fuck, please don't be a brown person. Please don't be a brown person. Please don't be I always hope, which is a horrible hope to have, but I always think to myself, fuck, please don't be a brown person. The perpetrator. Yeah. I'm always thinking to myself, please don't be. And when it is, I feel like everybody that I know that's brown skin all feels a kind of fucking shame for it. And I always wondered if that affects other people, other races the same way, because I know even my parents we're Indian, we're not directly connected to black people as far as genealogy goes. Obviously, unless you go back to fucking the original man, but currently, even them, we always have that same kind of feeling. Fuck, please. Please don't have brown skin.
It's like the George Floyd. There was an Asian cop that did that. And the whole Asian community is like, you know what I mean? It's a cringe
motherfucker.
It's that cringe feeling because
Asians are like, we like laying low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you putting us out there?
Like, yeah, you never like hear about that kind of stuff
Right.
until like, you know,
Yeah.
like what you just mentioned, right?
So,
So
but the Asian people, I gotta say something. Like the Chinese and that Asian section, when something happens, it's fucking crazy as hell. Like, dude, it's always the craziest like Asian
Yeah.
thing that happens. It isn't just like, oh, some black guy shot some guy. It's like, oh, okay, that's it, you know that. It's just like some Asian guy on a bus chopped a bunch of people's head, right? Like it went crazy. And then what's even crazier is he got out.
He's out of
He
prison.
got out. He's so child. Like
Yeah.
he was just
yeah.
super Asian. He's
Yeah.
like a hero.
He
to
said
Asian.
a demon told him to
Amazing
cut everybody up
excuse.
in
Yeah.
front of him.
Yeah.
And he went, okay, but here's the thing, okay? Culturally, China is very repressive. They hold your opinions. You can't really speak out.
Yep.
They don't have Google. Like, access to information is limited. You are essentially a Chinese nationalist from the day you're born till the day you die. So when you repress people for that fucking long, when there are outbursts, they're going to be colossal.
Yeah.
Huge outbursts. And that's what fucking happens, man. You get these tragic events.
I knew a dude that escaped from North Korea, but he was on the North Korean hockey team.
Wow.
And it was a national hockey team back in the day, and he was so good. He was NHL style.
Damn.
And but he was trapped in North Korea and he couldn't get out.
Shit.
And so I think the story was right, he went on. He did that thing where you go to the Olympics and then you don't go back, whatever that's called.
Okay.
So he was like he just like tried to kill it to get to Olympics, and then something like there wasn't a hockey team, but he went in as a sub on some other random ice skating thing, and then he escaped the country and he tried to go for NHL, but it didn't end up happening to him. He was kind of past his prime, right? And he was just like, "Fuck, it was a wasted life." But I'm like, at least you got out.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
dude, he's like, you know, but he was like, dude, it is the worst life over there. It's really repressive, right?
And over
and, like,
here,
knowing nothing, like cell phones, like what? You know
Do
what I mean?
you like still? Are you
I don't
still
talk to him. No,
Oh.
he's I don't know what he's doing. He's moved probably. This is a while ago, but
and
yeah,
over
nice
here,
guy, man.
is there something to be said for how polar opposite we are from that? Because now we've created this culture where we're so far open with our expression that now all of our expression is being demonized,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like everything is a cancelable event.
It's tough.
But the good thing is we put ourselves in a position where we don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about the things that we say because we hold ourselves accountable to the things that we do, right? And I think that's way more important than the bullshit that you say.
yeah.
Because there's a lot of bullshit that we say,
I say a lot of bullshit.
and it's a lot to do with cannabis,
Yeah, that's a lot.
and a lot to do with all the bright lights making us
Yeah.
feel like celebrities,
Yeah,
and a lot to do with great guests.
But if you don't talk about it, silence is worse though.
yes,
it is pretty bad.
Yeah. So
the worst.
Yeah.
everyone's opinion is important. That's my opinion.
Don't be a person that stands by.
Yeah.
Do not be someone that fucking stands by while you see your fellow human beings being bullied, sworn at, yelled at, pushed. Stand the fuck up and do something.
Yeah.
Been saying it for a while, man. Our ancestors died for their fucking rights. We don't want to be inconvenienced for our fucking rights.
For sure.
Right.
No filter.
All right, so let's go back to the shoes before we take off
Mm-hmm.
out of here. One more time. Let's ask them some 3 questions, okay?
Do it.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's pretty obvious to ask you what your 3 top favorite shoes are. Right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go outside of that. What are your top 3 favorite non-runner
shoes.
Non-runner shoes.
Interesting.
Shoes you wear other than runners.
If I'm forced to, I'd have to wear
Anything.
I have to wear dress shoes.
Yeah. Do you have any-
I guess it doesn't really matter like
Doesn't?
what brand it is. It's just
It's whatever black. brown,
whatever dress shoe it is.
Grown-up shoes.
Yeah, like what should a guy have besides just runners? You know, in his
Dress
collection.
shoes. I would say a pair of casual shoe,
Yeah,
just like Converse or
just like no
like,
branding.
no
kind of
branding, really. Just
solid color.
Solid color. Just to
What about
probably
a boot? How do
Timberland.
you feel about boots?
Timberlands.
A couple
Timberlands.
Tims. Couple
Yeah.
pair of Tims. Yeah.
I gotta get some Tims. It's been a while.
Tim's would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about like Cowboy boot. How do you feel about
Cowboy
boots?
boot.
Have you ever worn one?
I've tried one on, but like
How do you feel when you wear a cowboy boot? Do you feel like
I feel I'm
Like
wearing
ding,
like
ding,
4
ding,
pairs
ding,
of
ding.
shoes
Yeah.
in one. You know what
Why
I
are
mean?
they really heavy?
It's heavy.
Oh,
and
shit.
It's like,
I've
how
obviously
do- how
not
do
been
you, like-
exposed to this culture.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What's the best shoe you've ever put on?
The best shoe, eh?
Yeah, like
That's a
when
good
you
question.
put on and just like, oh my god.
I think
I would
Angels.
almost,
one of the and one shoes back in the day. I'd say the Tai Chi's. I think he's wearing them. No, he's wearing Shocks. That
Oh
made-
yeah, he had the shocks for a bit too.
that was the first time I was able to dunk, so I was happy about that. Yeah.
What'd you think about the Shocks?
The Shocks were cool. My brother had them, so I didn't really like them.
Too expensive.
What about the pump, the Reebok pump?
The Reebok pumps were cool.
Are those worth any money now?
They are slightly above retail for sure.
Oh, slightly above retail?
Yeah, so if it's 120, it's about 150,
Jesus, those were big
160.
shoes back in the day.
Yeah, man, they're
Yeah.
popping. They're popping.
Who'd rep the pump?
I think it was Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp did, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was Sean Kemp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sean
that's
Kemp
cool.
had the pumps. I remember he would dunk on people, murder them, take their manhood
Most
away,
vicious.
go down, pump, and then
Do you have a
run back
favorite
up court.
dunker? Do you have a
Seattle
favorite?
Sonics. Currently or
Or anytime, ever.
ever, eh? That's a good question. I can't think of
Vince
one.
Carter, I think, is like
I think Vince Carter was one of the best
pretty
ones.
damn
Right?
good.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much drinks. So
Yeah. No, I mean, let's talk about that for a sec. The dunk contest this year, it wasn't the greatest,
No.
and I mean, it was a cool concept. I'm not sure if you watched it.
I watched the highlights.
Yeah, but it was a cool concept of how they played. They started the event with the skill contest,
Oh, the All-Star game.
the All-Star game. Yeah, sorry, and then it was all in one day, right? So they did the skill contest. They did the 3-point shootout. They started the game.
Yeah.
They did the NBA dunk, and then they ended the game
Yeah.
all in one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're gonna continue with that.
I like it. I mean, I don't know. I think it's good for the fans. You know,
A one-day
to
thing, right?
A one-day thing,
Yeah.
right? And you know, just less impact on the environment and
Yeah.
less people, thousands of people trampling and littering and fucking spitting and smoking and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So it's a good idea. I think we all need to kind of get to that point, right? But
Yeah.
dude, you know what they got to do? They got to get rid of the skills competition.
Yeah.
Because the skills competition basically comes down to the European guy. That was put in
That's
there
true.
for the
Yeah.
European guy.
Yeah.
Because it's never some brother that's going there winning the skills. It's never been.
No, it hasn't.
It's always a white guy that
Yeah,
wins it,
it's
right?
always, yeah.
So that's obviously was a bone thrown because no one's winning the slam dunk but a black guy. Nobody is winning, you know, the MVP but usually a black guy. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just how it is. It's
Yeah.
what the league is. So they've had to do that. I say you get rid of that and you go to do 2 games. So you do the 3-point and you do the dunk, but then you have 2 games. So you would have you'd have a choosing game where you have a group of people and you'd have a captain and you do the choosing and
Yeah.
then you'd have the legends game.
Oh.
All right. And what the legends game
that
would be the superstars in the league, but maybe there are some players that were ex-players that can still play.
like
that are-
Dwayne Wade.
like Dwayne Wade come out of retirement for 1 game and they come in. So he's asking me about the All-Star game and about the format. And I'm like, dude, you get rid of the skills because the skills all about white guys winning. It's what it's been made for. It was the bone thrown to the European dudes, right? Let's just face it.
100%.
So you get rid of that and you go 3-pointer, dunk, and you go the pick'em game. So you have a group of mid-level players and they all pick a game. They all pick their guys one after another and you split them up and then they play a game. And then you have the legends game. And the legends game is like the LeBrons and the, you know, the superstars in the league.
Like the Dwayne Wades.
Yeah.
The one that
I want to see I want to see one-on-ones.
Right?
I want to see the top 10 points per game players put into a bracket and they all go one-on-one until they get to the finals.
Oh yeah.
Determine the
One is a good one too.
because you determine who the best player individually. I want to see that shit,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, that would be
Someone
sick.
like
Because
someone
we're
like
always talking
Kyrie.
about it.
Yeah, someone like Kyrie could
Yeah,
win.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
offensively, you can't stop that guy, right?
We're always talking about it. There's always discussions. Hey,
Yeah.
if Chris Paul and Kyrie plays one-on-one, who's gonna win?
Yeah.
But if you see that in person,
But his egos, right? Their egos are huge. That'd be hard
You
for
know
them to
what?
put on the
It's
line.
hard because you're putting your brand on the line.
Yeah.
And that's worth millions.
Yeah.
It's worth millions now, and these guys know that shit. That's why they don't enter the dunk contest because someone's
Right.
got to lose.
Yeah,
right?
I hate that shit.
that's true.
Right, that's why LeBron didn't go in because he has shitty shoes, and if he wins a slam dunk competition or he loses it, then his shoes will take a hit.
His
Again,
shoes may
brand
not
will
look
take a
great,
hit.
but they sell the lights out.
Jordan never lost a slam dunk competition.
No.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He beat
He
Dominique. He beat Spud.
If he did, his
Beat
legacy
Clyde.
would have been torn on his shoes.
Oh yeah, you have a good point there.
Yeah.
You can't lose in this game.
I don't think LeBron would lose though, dude. His dunk package is ridiculous.
That's why Zion didn't join this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he will
can't-
though. I think Zion
if you're
will.
a brand building to the billions like these guys do now, you can't put yourself in peril. You know that you
Over
can
ego.
protect. Yes, you can't. You can't put yourself in a position where you're maybe gonna come second.
But you know what I would do, right? What's
hard.
what's dope? There's a podcast called Knuckleheads with Darius Miles and Quentin Richardson, and they talk about they get the players to talk about these kind of things, the one-on-ones that they had in practice and stuff. And J.R. Smith was their guest, and they're asking J.R. Smith about one-on-ones he's had, and he was like, "Oh, I beat everybody in one-on-one. Nobody beats me in a one-on-one because J.R. Smith is a super scorer. He just can't fit into a team
So
game, right?"
scrappy.
Yeah, so they've had some really dope conversations. Kevin Durant talks about playing one-on-one with a lot of guys and smacking them. But KD's unreal, right?
Well, KD just kind of like has these long arms.
He's unfair. He's unfair.
Are his shoes all right?
His shoes are the same as LeBron's.
Yeah. Yeah, they're the same. Same shit.
I mean,
Very mediocre reaction.
what do you guys think of KD?
What do I think of him? Crazy.
As a player,
Yeah.
It's all around.
he's probably top 3 most skilled guys in the league right now. I don't like the barrage of super players coming to this team.
Yeah.
I think it's silly. I think it looks silly on the court
Yeah.
when you got KD, Kyrie, James Harden, LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin
And they're all gonna
on the
lose.
floor at the same time. I mean, because KD wants to create a legacy. He's won 2 chips. He's obviously one of the best players in the world. But I think if you're going to create a legacy, you got to kind of do what LeBron did and win with a team that didn't really have a chance to win.
True.
You know, because LeBron beat the Warriors when Kyrie was injured, Kevin Love was injured. He kind of did it by himself
He did.
in an outrageous statistical way.
He did.
Yeah.
MJ's done the same thing. Olajuwon did the same thing when he tore through the Eastern Conference and murdered Shaq in the finals. Because his numbers were ungodly. He single-handedly propelled the team. And KD hasn't had to do that yet. He had Steph and Clay,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
right? So he's great. He's great. No diminishing what he's done.
You know, it's too easy for
That's what
KD.
it is.
It's way too easy.
He's too. He has that natural basketball body with talent that you can't lose.
But if you're KD,
Yeah.
do you say no to playing with Kyrie and James Harden? Like, is that's just silly to say no?
Or maybe it was given to him.
Oh, it was for sure.
Yeah.
They were able to design it. Like they've been building it. But if you have the opportunity to play with these 2 fucking superstars, are you gonna say no? It'd be silly.
You know what's funny though? I don't. This whole year, ever since James Harden got into the Brooklyn Nets, they haven't really been playing together.
No.
All 3 of them.
No.
There's always an excuse of why one of them can't go in.
And
One's
I'm telling you,
injured.
dude, they won't play together a lot because the Kyrie and KD are baggage as far as injuries go. They're always hurt.
Or the NBA is setting it up that way so that the other teams don't say anything because
It'd be too easy.
it would be too easy. It's either Kyrie or James Harden playing
Yeah.
or
They have an all-round-
James Harden is injured.
Yeah.
So now KD and Kyrie is in, and then you know what I mean.
They haven't all been running
So
together.
not all 3 of them has been together
Nah.
since James Harden joined. So it's more of like a conspiracy theory in my
All right.
opinion.
Can I tell you guys really the truth?
Oh, he's gonna ruin organized sports for us right now.
Listen, In 1993. When was the Dream Team with Magic?
92.
92, right?
Yeah.
1993, when they returned from
Barcelona.
After winning the gold. It was a big deal. Magic Johnson. Magic wasn't in the league, I don't think, at that time.
No, he was not.
He was going through his personal
HIV.
health issues. But he got back, and Magic threw a big ass party at his house for the entire Dream Team. Had everyone over, and special guest performer that night was, take a guess, who's hot in '93? Hottest rapper.
Oh, rapper.
92, 93.
Oh, this one Easy.
Jigga?
Easy Dre. No,
Jigga?
Jay-Z was popping 94, 95.
All right. So, anyways, Jay-Z played the party,
Huh.
and that's when they met and they became friends.
Jay-Z Magic.
Yeah, Jay-Z Magic. And over the years, they had stayed friends, and they'd done a lot of different businesses together. Kick ahead about 25 years. You see that video of Jay-Z sitting with the commissioner in football.
NFL, yeah.
NFL trying to get in. Jay-Z part of the ownership group in New Jersey. You know, Jay-Z's really getting into sports because he's got a couple good friends in the industry who've been able to give him a little bit of guidance.
Well, he owned a sports agency at one point too, right?
Yeah.
Rock Nation had
really
athletes.
close friends with Magic Johnson.
And he was one of LeBron's first mentors when LeBron got in the league, right? He connected LeBron to Warren Buffett.
So they knew what they needed to do. They needed to create one of the oldest tricks in the book. They needed to recreate Biggie versus Tupac. They needed to recreate East versus West. And Jay-Z's like, this is what they do. It worked in rap. We're going to make it work in sports. So Jay-Z with the Nets, Magic with the Lakers. We're going to build two super teams. And we're going to make sure that when they meet in the playoffs, the NBA is going to fucking cash in. Because you have the entire nation covered with those
It'd be
two
big.
teams.
It'd be big. So what if
And
the
it's
Nets
what the NBA
lose?
wants. It's what they want.
What if Philadelphia stomps on the Nets?
They've been worried about that because Giannis is so good, and they
No,
such a,
forget Giannis,
right?
man. Joel Embiid.
and Joel Embiid and
Stomping
Philly,
on him.
Joel Embiid, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If Philly gets through, which they won't, they won't, because this is all set. This is all set up.
Don't buy it. Don't buy it.
This is all set up for us.
Don't buy it.
If you don't believe that this isn't for a reason, then you haven't been paying attention for 30 years. This was just one gentleman who wanted to play baseball. Didn't even want to play basketball. Got forced into it. Really, it's what happened. I guess I'll play this. It's good. I can't make it on the baseball team. I guess I'll go play. And now he's a multi-billionaire. It's been made this way, right? So everything else is being made for us. It will be the Nets versus the Lakers in the finals. And it will be LeBron winning it because LeBron's the poster boy. Until LeBron's gone, LeBron's the king. And you know what's going to happen with the black team in the East against the gold team in the West? Think about that. The light versus the dark, right? And think about this. Think about the perfect story. Okay, LeBron James, he's trying to be an actor. But what's more realer than real life story? So why don't we be the guy, the hero, that is injured? Oh, I got injured. I had my sidekick with me. Both him and I are going to carry the rest of these fucking goobers to the final. We're going to drag them kicking and fucking screaming. Come on, guys. Be all shiny. We're golden. We're golden. Versus the super black team in the East. All these superstars coming to the fucking New Jersey, to Brooklyn. We're going where Biggie's from Brooklyn, right? Going to go sit with Jay-Z and sit in New York City. Trust me, dude. And we're all these guys. Come on, Blake Griffin. Come on over. Oh, that wasn't set up.
LaMarcus.
Come on, LaMarcus. Oh, that wasn't set up. That was all set up. Get all these guys. And LeBron's like, yeah, all right. Because LeBron doesn't care because he knows where the story goes. He knows it. He's part of it. This isn't sports. This is entertainment. Jordan played his entire career to make you sit down and read a 500-page book about the shit you saw. That is the genius of this all, dude.
So
what we have to
disgruntled.
pay attention to.
So disgruntled.
That's why, in the end, when this is all said and done, and we've become old and we've hit Prince Philip age,
Oh, please no.
right? When we sit there and we go, what have I learned in my life? Well, I've learned that, on April 13th, every year I celebrate fucking Kobe Bryant's 60-point game. I do it every fucking year. And I know that Brendan Hayward was guarding him.
Gordon.
Right? Whatever. Right? I know this. Right? These are the things that we collect for our own beings and for our own self. And when we die, they die with us. But those people that go in the bush and sit there and don't eat or drink for a whole motherfucking year and just sit and meditate and have people follow them and hover off the ground, those are the people that get to experience the next life. So enjoy the stuff where you have it. Basically, what I'm saying is enjoy the shit that we're given because it's there for a reason.
I think what
It's there
after
for value
all
of our
of
life.
this, what I've come to take from you in this episode is that, in the immortal words of Freddie Mercury, nothing really matters to me.
Beautiful shoes, brother. Thank you for coming in here.
Thank you.
High
Thank you for having me,
praise,
guys.
Alite, ACDJ, Darren Fei, Heat Vault.
Yeah, it's going to be fun there.
Now I'm sad.
What? You're sad? What are you sad? What are you
You
sad?
kind of wrapped it up on a very negative note.
Did I?
Yeah.
How?
Because you basically said nothing matters.
No, you said that. I didn't say that.
That's the impression I got off the whole episode.
Okay, well, we'll do it after.
Nothing,
We'll do
nothing
it
matters
after.
to
Okay,
Mike.
really quick. Right? Well, you didn't ask him a top three.
Oh.
We kind of took over.
One question: top 3 basketball players all time.
Oh, top 3. Eh?
If you were making,
didn't even ask him
let me
music.
rephrase the question.
You didn't even ask him music one. I thought you.
We didn't go to music at all. Let me rephrase the question. If you're making a team for your like a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, you're picking 3 players. Who are you picking?
That's a good one.
Iverson, Garnett, and someone, Jordan.
Why not?
Ass kicking. And we actually do have a
I love
question
when
that
people
we're
leave Jordan out of it, right? I'd be like Jordan,
an
Kobe, LeBron.
afterthought. And one question
Shaq,
we
Jordan,
have to
and-
ask, which we didn't ask, if you believe in an afterlife.
Yeah.
It's interesting because the first day of Ramadan. That's why I actually had to run because I broke my fast with a fucking coffee.
Oh no.
And I didn't go to the bathroom since, so it fucking ran through me. But anyways,
Yeah, we didn't even ask you that. You guys just picked on me, basically.
yeah. So you're a music fan.
Yes.
If there's an afterlife and you're going to an afterlife and you can only take 3 artists' catalog with you, their whole catalog, which 3 artists are you taking with you?
Michael Jackson.
Nice.
Oh,
Repeat
man.
offender.
That's a good question. Tupac.
Nice.
Michael Jackson, Tupac. I'd say Kanye.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a new one.
That's different.
We've had people say Michael. We've had people say Pac, but Kanye's a new one.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like you guys.
Yeah,
Outside
we
the box.
try.
And he set the tone with his Yeezys,
Yeah. He did.
breaking the bank on those motherfucking shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's dope.
Yeah, it's good.
Good
I'm going to leave it on a positive note. I left on a positive note.
High praise, y'all. Peace.
Thanks.